Hello! Oh my goodness. So, it has been exactly 2 weeks. Like it has always been. It is June 24th, 2025. And this is session 14, guys. Session 14. Holy fucking shit. Oh, this has been... It's slow, but... Hey, maybe here shortly we might be doing a little bit more every Tuesday, maybe. I don't know. We'll have to see. Or maybe. I don't know. Don't know yet. So, yeah. Hello. Hi to everybody. Hi. Hello to anybody who is watching this live. Hello to anybody who is watching this on YouTube. Hello, hello. I love you all. So, shit has happened. It's fine. Anybody who knows of the musical that I just referenced, you know. Still, don't matter. But likewise, soon I will be introducing the players, and soon we'll be dealing with some very interesting stuff, some interesting lore, some interesting everything, you know? This is not just going to be normal. But then again, I don't make my shit normal. Sorry. I've been having moments where I can't talk. But I am fine. I am put together slightly. Maybe I got a couple screws loose, but that's fine. Who cares? No one gives a shit. Likewise, like always, same 3 people. We love them dearly. We'll be seeing them in just a moment. I'm actually going to find some new music for us to listen to during stream. Gotta get through the freaking ads. Man, I hate it. I wish I could find something that just has, like, royalty-free music without ads, you know? Like, I don't know. I'll find it one day. Maybe. Who knows? I gotta get bored enough to find it. Huh? Oh my goodness. My players are being special like usual, but I love them. I love them dearly. So yeah. Like said, wait, is this session 14 or session 13? I think I'm confused on my numbers. That says 50. Maybe I have forgotten my numbers. Man, I really gotta write my numbers better. Last time it was 13, now it's 14. Wait, I can always just look up here. I'm gonna do that real quick. I'll see it here. 14. Okay, so yeah, that... Yeah, okay, we're basically correct. Okay, something happened where I didn't change numbers for some reason. How do I manage that? How do I mess up my numbers? Well, looks like we were correct there for a moment. Okay. Well, like I said, it don't matter. I'm saying it's session 14, so it's session 14. And what is the name of today? Well, besides those who can read, if you aren't paying attention like me sometimes, the session name is Reunion and Surprises. Yeah, it's a reunion, delving into some surprises. I don't know what the surprises are. Well, I do know, but even still, I don't really know what that is. Likewise, we'll be seeing the cast, aren't we? Why don't we go say hi to them real quick? First, I gotta let them know that I'm gonna be unmuting. So yeah, why don't we just meet some of these people real quick? Hopefully, they ain't talking about anything stupid. I don't think they will. Nah, there are some people that I cannot trust on stream. I trust these people. We're good. So yeah, let's meet. Let's meet them. Ready to meet them? I'm ready to meet them. Oh, well, there they are right now. But here they are actually in voices.
Right.
That I'm used to.
Hello.
But this, I was like, whoa. Hello.
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 Let me get some of this music going. There we go. Got some good music. I like it.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully it's not too hot. I was reading a message and my brain
It's not too
turned off.
high.
Yeah, it's not too high.
It's not too high.
Yeah.
Same.
Okay. Okay. Had to do a little stretch. So, I would assume a recap definitely is in order. Yeah.
Please.
You got it. I can do that. So, last session, you guys were making your way. Not downtown. No, sadly.
Making our way downtown. Walking down Fifth.
Yep. So,
Kissing Fifth.
from
Okay.
what I can see, is that you guys were traveling. You guys were traveling, making your way to find and rescue Spire. And it was going pretty good. Maybe a couple hiccups along the way. Who knows? I can't remember. I got the memory span of a gnat.
I seem to recall we ran into some bandits and a woods horror.
Yes, you guys ran into some bandits, took care of them very well, very nicely. I see that. I see that, Evelyn. I see that. And yes, you guys came across a very disturbing looking creature that basically frightened a bunch of you besides one person because you guys managed to convince Evelyn not to look. She took it by heart. She was like, okay, I'm not gonna look. And I think, if I remember correctly, I think it was Octavia was able to get past it. Poor Auric, though, not so much. His trance was a bit disturbed there for a moment.
Yeah.
But he was okay. In the end, he was okay.
Yeah, past it.
Yeah, he's all good. So then, likewise, you guys make your way some more, and you came across the people you definitely were looking for, because you guys were able to spot Spire with a couple other groups of people stuck in cages. You guys set out with a plan. You had Octavia go down. She was willing. She went down and distracted the group. Literally got them all to go with and like go all and see her. And her and Octavia and one of the people talked for a little bit. And with just the right amount of distraction, everybody was able to be free. Granted, for Spire, they had a little bit more of a difficult puzzle, but it was able to be broken. And as you guys were all getting ready, leaving, and whatnot, Spire decided to have a little bit of a rampage, and decided, to hells, I'm gonna give these people a piece of my mind, and presumably did it without killing anybody. What the fuck is that?
One would hope.
Yeah. Hopefully there's some people alive. Maybe. I don't know. Could be.
No,
So,
with Spire, it's untelling.
yeah. This Spire, yeah, without being able to tell.
The Spires, I love both Spires, do not get me wrong, but the Spire's wild.
Yes. Very much so. But Octavia managed to convince Spire to, hey, let's not go too hard. And they were like, okay, that's fine. So they did. They relented, and now you guys are heading up to where the group of elves and a dwarf, a halfling, and a gnome is at, because they were all captured. And they should. I'm gonna say they're back at the wagon because they would have seen the wagon, and I would assume that they are with Nyx and Ravine, so they're all kind of chit-chatting at this point. But yeah, that is the. I would say that's a good wrap up of what happened last session. Probably maybe missed something. I don't know. So yeah, now you guys.
Someone's mom showed up. Remember?
Oh yeah, someone is here that Octavia knows.
Someone has not spoken to
in
in
years.
genuinely like 12 years is here.
Yep. So yeah, you guys are all walking together back up to the wagon with Spire kind of leading up. They're kind of just adjusting themselves a tiny bit. And as you guys are making your guys' way up to everything, it has now become something a little bit different. But yeah, as you guys, like I said, make your way back up to the wagon, you guys are kind of able to see everybody kind of talking together, a little bit skittish after everything that had just recently happened. So yeah. What would you guys like to do as you guys are coming up to the people you guys just rescued?
As Octavia sees the group of the liberated group, she is sprinting.
I'm pretty sure I know who you're sprinting towards.
I sure do wonder. I sure do wonder.
Okay, you're sprinting.
Anyone's guess.
So, to make it obvious, you're sprinting up to your mom.
She's sprinting up to Asteria.
You make eye contact with her, and at first she's very much looking around at the others, but as you are making your way up to her, full sprinting, trying to get there as quick as you can. She turns as everybody else looks, because they all hear you're running, and she has this biggest shocked look on her face, and she I'm not gonna say that she has to bend down or anything, but she has her arms open ready to embrace you.
Oh my god, she's literally sobbing.
You're in her arms, I assume.
Yes.
You're in her arms, and all you can hear is her whispering in your ears. Hold on, let me make sure I have this correct. Double checking. Where is it? There it is. I found it. All you hear her whispering is, "Oh, my Starlight. Oh, my child, I have not seen you in so long. Oh, it's so good to see you. You've grown so much."
She's just full tears. She's like, "I missed you."
Oh, this is adorable. I love this. As you two are just in a full-on hug, both of you just I would assume you guys have kind of fallen to the ground, just fully hugging it out. Let's see. Trying to think.
Yeah, it is just full sobbing.
Yeah. You hear Spire coming up behind and looking at everybody, and you hear them go, "We can talk about all this a little bit later. We need to get moving. We need to find a safe place before it gets worse."
As they stand, she is holding her hand as tight as possible, almost to the point of breaking it.
Aww. So freaking cute. So yeah. as you guys are starting to make your way away from the group of people that I would say for the most part, you guys don't see it, but they are definitely trying to help each other up after what just happened to them, and they are definitely talking, but at the distance you guys are currently at, can't hear it, and it's in a language you do not understand. But likewise, you guys are making your way to a safe place to make camp. And once you guys find one that actually ends up being the same spot you guys were previously at, I would say everybody starts making camp, and Nyx and Ravine start helping setting up extra bedrolls for those who were rescued, and obviously they're also having to use just regular blankets for some. The dwarf, he just kind of shakes it off like he's fine. He does not need it. But the halfling does proudly take a blanket, because they're just like, I need this. If he ain't taking it, I'm taking it, kind of thing. Yeah, as everybody's making their camp, setting everything up, getting a fire going, and whatnot. Nyx is helping Ravine with some food for everybody. Like I said, it's not the greatest, but definitely could be worse, and especially with having two people help, it does actually end up being a little bit better than the last time. But yeah, I'll say if there's anything you guys want to do real quick before I continue. I just gotta look.
And off the top of my head.
Okay. Anything from you, Evelyn? Okay. And then obviously I would assume for you, Octavia, you're just kind of sticking by your mom's side.
Yeah, she's not letting her go. Like, the whole time they're setting up the liberation camp, obviously she wants to talk to the people the party has saved, but she is so preoccupied.
She is attached to her mother's hip.
Yeah, she is making up for lost time.
Yes.
If one could, you know what I mean?
Yeah, especially after so much time apart. But, okay. As everybody is kind of close to the fire, some groups are kind of a little further away from it, since they're kind of just wanting to stay more separate. Spire actually stands up and looks over at Ravine and Nyx and everybody else and goes, well, I can't say that this went too horribly. I'm glad you guys were all able to rescue a lot of us, and also a lot of us are definitely happy to be free. At this point, I'm refusing to do the accent, but just imagine an Irish accent coming from this person's mouth.
Yeah, King.
Understandable.
My brain is only going to country at the moment because of a different campaign.
Spire.
This is, I don't know why, but I've been like, because like there's another campaign I'm doing at the moment, or hopefully soon, where it requires a country accent, so my brain's stuck on country at the moment. So Irish is stuck at the moment. It's in the back. Likewise. But Spire just continues to like, well, I feel like I can at least let you guys know what I've been able to understand of these people. I know some of you have been here a little bit longer, but unlike some of you, I was able to understand a little bit of them, and that was kind of a little bit of a primary target on this one. But from what I understood of these people, they're what are called Gith. I was able to talk to the leader, and from what it sounds like, and from what I understood from what Ravine told me, I definitely was one that was premeditated on a capture. And from what, like I said, Ravine told me, they've already dealt with who set all this up. I know once we all get back to safety, I'm gonna be taking good care of her. I promise I won't hurt her. But I'm just saying, there's gonna be an argument.
Can't blame you for that, I suppose.
Yep. It's definitely not the most fun, but from what I could understand of these people, they are not from this world. That's why their weird looking home is the way it was. It's like a ship, but not like the typical boat ship. It's a little bit different. And from what they told me, they basically were told to come here by their... And they do quote unquote for mother. And they kind of have this weird look because they're so used to the mother of this world, the mother of beast and monstrosities, so it's a little bit confusing for Spire. But as they say, what the devil? A spelljammer. Huh? Spelljammer. Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot that's what they're actually called. Yeah. This is Yulin because Evelyn wanted to just type today, and that's okay. Yulin says, a spelljammer? Spire replies, from what it sounds like, I believe so. They mention a name of the ship, but I've long forgotten that since they've been keeping a lot of us outside, that way they could easily study us. And to make sure that they have a better eye on us and that we're not going to sabotage anything. But from what I understand, the only reason why they also came here besides their mother telling them to is because they want to understand some of these people. They have admitted to kidnapping people, goblins, a couple orcs, along with half-orcs. Like I said, a whole boatload of different kinds of people, just to study them, and even admitted that they would kidnap these people but not keep them for very long. From what I understood with the elves, and you see Spire looking over at the elves, the reason why they had some of them was to see how long they can actually live. A very barbaric way of doing things.
Certainly disturbing.
Highly. And from what they told me, from what Key told them, is that us druids can in fact live almost the exact same amount as elves, but done differently. And once they heard that, and who I was, suddenly I was highly important for them, so that they could study me. And that they kind of got a little bit from me. They were like, why is your skin blue? I told them, well, I'm from the ocean. They said, there's an ocean? They said, yeah, there's an ocean. And then they got curious about where that was, and I said, well, I ain't telling you. You don't want to go there. Interrogated me a little bit on that one. But I got them to understand, don't go in the ocean. It's not safe. So then, they got curious more about me. Why are you blue? But then, they got curious about me. They asked, are there other druids, as they slightly put it. And I said, of course, there's other druids. And they were like, well, where are they located? I said, well, I'm going to tell you that. You already met one. You met another one. That's about it that you're going to get. I said, well, fine. So like I said, they wanted more from me. So I told them, roughly, all that I was. So then I asked them questions. I was like, well, why are you kidnapping people? And they said, we want to study. It's like, why do you want to study people by kidnapping them? That's extremely rude. And I was like, okay, sounds a little bit different. And likewise, Spire goes on and explaining about what they understood and their whole situation of being a druid who happens to also turn into monsters, and also explains how during one of their encounters before they got put into basically an anti-magic jail cell, was that they actually went and tried to attack the people when they were free. That did end up killing one of the Gith people, which is then how they ended up in uh, anti-magic cage. And after they kind of explain that part, they explain that, or let's just say it as they say it. Spire continues after all that lengthy kind of information. They go, after some time, they put a lot of us outside, and that's how they managed to capture a couple dwarf and a halfling and a gnome. And they, being the stupid that they were, thought they were kind of similar. I had to explain to them, no, there's a difference between a dwarf, a sturdy individual, versus a halfling who's a little bit different than them, and a gnome who's even more different than them. They understood the difference between that and a dwarf, but no, couldn't tell the difference to the rest. They were stupid. Tried to explain it to them, but... So...
It's odd to think that people who could travel through worlds would be ignorant of such basic things, but I suppose we know nothing of their world either.
Exactly. From what it sounds like, they must have only recently escaped whoever they were from, or whoever had them captured. So I don't know how long they've ever been traveling through that, and they even have their hands up to the sky, like, I don't know. But on a random day outside, I was able to spot somebody from a far distance and looked directly at Ravine. It's like, you decided to peek your little asshole up here and wanted to see what was going on, now did you? Ravine just looks over at Spire, just is like, I wanted to see where you were located, and I got my confirmation that you were here. To which then Spire looks back over and down at them and is like, and you didn't think of trying to help? I mean, I get it, but at the same time, look what you are. You could have handled these people. You're a great sorcerer from what I understand. Oh, you're resistant to some of their shit, aren't you? It's like... And Ravine just is getting to be more pissed off the more Spire's kind of antagonizing them. It's like, look, I understand where I come from. We are a little bit different. But that doesn't mean anything. And he kind of has to, like, bring his hands up to, like, relax himself. And he kind of takes a deep breath and he's like, if I was knowing I could handle these people, and there wasn't as many people as there once were, maybe I could have helped. But I got the best generalness of what was going on, and I was able to at least bring these people here to save you. Is that not good enough? Spire just does not reply to that. But Spire still is like, it's whatever. Yeah, I have to admit, I am thankful that you guys rescued me. I'm thankful we were able to rescue everybody else. I don't know why it might have taken so long, but it's whatever. You guys are here. We're free. Now it's time for all of us to get back to where we're supposed to be at, which is back to my swampy area, and for some of these people to go back to where they were from. To which you hear one of the dwarf guy just go, yeah, I need to get... fuck me. That was a bad accent. What the fuck was that I was doing?
You got this. You got
I
this.
was trying to pull Russian. Why did it go that direction? That's the complete other direction here. Oh, man.
I love Russian accent on Detroit accent.
Okay, Russian. Come on, brain. Think of Russian.
It sounds like this with a lot of stuttering and longer syllables.
Yeah.
Very drawn out, very sensational, very
I gotta hear.
inherently a little sexy.
I'm trying to think of my fiance's character Corvo, because he had a Russian accent. It was just like, and I always mimicked him because I'm good. Autism, mimicry, love it. I'm a Ken-kun, I swear.
On it. Shaking hand. Oh, Blue Jay joined for 3 seconds. Get in here. Return
A new record.
Are you gonna
A
put
new
dog
person has joined the party. Maybe. Um. How does that accent go?
It goes like this. Where it's very like you're flicking your
it's-
tongue between the top of your teeth and the bottom of your mouth.
Yes. It's very. It's very strong. Very hard to do. Okay. I think I got something. A little bit. We got a little bit. We got a little bit of something. Got a little bit.
God bless
That's it.
Blue. God bless Blue. They're helping so much.
I tried to give example of Russian accents.
Nice. Yes.
I need to watch Anastasia for like 30 seconds. I'll grab let me alt tab and over to YouTube and just listen to. Cause I used to do a pretty, not decent, but passable Russian.
Yeah. It's got. You hear from the distance. You hear the dwarf just go. Yes, I need to get back to my cave. My cave is where I need to be at. I am not from the surface very well, so I do not know how I'm supposed to navigate through this, but hopefully I will find somebody who can. Ah, I hate that accent. That is tough. I gotta actually roll shit.
Though.
Hopefully
But yeah,
I never have
very
to do
much
French.
so like that was a boy. Where it's like drawn and staccato. It's a very staccato
Yeah.
where it's like boom, 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 boom. Hard consonant, hard consonant, hard consonant.
I'm so used to like the fucking Irish accent where I can just go
Irish
with
is like cursive, whereas Russian
Yes.
is like
stone cold.
no, it's the language like the syllables are almost inverse, where one is incredibly flowy and the other is incredibly like
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom versus like do 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 do.
Yeah.
It's a segmented. That's the terminology. The cadence is
Yeah.
segmented.
Yeah. And then obviously for me, Southern's just completely easy. I can easily go into that one. I love doing it. Like I said, I've had to do an entire like I have to get good at a country accent. So it's like literally engraved that as soon as I say country, I roll into it.
I'll tell you the effort we're trying is what's appreciated.
Yes.
My God.
But yes, you hear the dwarf say that, and he even raises the food that he was eating, like he was raising a mug, and the halfling just kind of looks over at him and just kind of shakes his head, and you hear very softly, because he's slightly hiding it, slightly not. He's just like, and I just wish to get back to my little cottage home. That's all I want to be at. That's all I need to be at. I'm not meant to be doing this.
Iconic.
Uh,
Also, just checking. Y'all aren't hearing the crunching, right? Because I put the mic
No.
a little higher. Fantastic. Because
yeah,
I'm
you're all good.
destroying some puppy chow at the moment.
Nice. But yes, okay. Oh, my brain just shut off there for a second. Yeah. Even the elves kind of like nod to like the whole game back home. But then one of the elves kind of just nudges him and just goes, "You know about what happened. You know." He just looks at the other and just goes, "No." But let's see. But after a little bit of time, Spire kind of, yeah. But like I said, after some time, Spire kind of sits back down and goes back to eating. And for those who are like close to the fire, you would be like close to the to Spire and Nyx and Ravine. And you would see them kind of talking amongst each other. You see Spire just kind of like saying something between each other. Until Spire like kind of... I would say you guys are able to see this. You see Spire kind of just slightly push Ravine a little bit. Like not enough to like forcibly push him really far, but like just enough to like get him to shake. And Spire just goes, "You honestly believe I would want to be with... No. Hell no. I am never joining you people. How many times do I have to tell you people I will never be a councilman? You cannot convince me in your wildest dreams of ever doing that. You guys have always been trying to ever since you guys lost one of your other druid people. As soon as you lost that person, you try to convince me. Then you got Key, and now you want me again. Get somebody else. To which Nyx goes, look, we have come with a option for you, okay? This is gonna be the best thing for you because we understand how you want to live. You're already close to the castle, so you don't have to be in Sanctuum. All you gotta do is just stay where you're at, and once we need you, we'll come and get you. Or you can hear the bells. We know you can hear the bells sometimes. You just... I know you ignore them, because... I don't know why. To which then Reuinons just like, yeah, like, Wolfguard is giving you an option. You don't have to live in the village, the town. You can stay where you're at. We just need someone who understands some of these other people. And you have, like, a different mindset. So many people like you. The farmers love you. You know that. They would love for you to be part of this. They would be by your side on your decisions. To which Spire just goes, no, you people do not understand how I choose to live. Let's keep it like that, okay? I understand. Reuinons, you have your shit with your weird bullcrap of whatever, especially in that little noggin of yours. I'm not part of that. And you, Nyx, I like ya. You're really cool for a fire ganassi. No joke on that. But no. There's already enough shit going on. You do not need me. Trust me. I will just be making shit worse for you people. Let's leave it at that, okay? To which Reuinons just kind of takes a deep sigh and just goes, just think about it, please. Just think about it. You'll be perfect. But it's whatever. And then it kind of dies down after that. And yeah, I will say that's... Yeah, that'd be about it from coming from them. I think yeah. If there's anything you guys want to do before we do sleep or trances or anything like that.
Sure. I mean, like, again, like, I think that she doesn't want to interrogate her, right? But, like, the question hanging heavy in the air of where have you been the last 12 years?
Do you want to ask
Like,
her that?
Ooh, I don't know. Let me roll con for it, because I don't know if she'd have the strength to ask her, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a 12. So that is your... Oh, it's wisdom?
Yeah, because con is, like, more health-related-ish.
Okay, so that is a 14.
Okay. I mean,
It's either she asks her or she just tells her. Or it...
yeah.
I mean, it would be very strange if there's just, like... I don't know about y'all's experience, but I've never had someone out of my life that long. So I don't even know how it would... You know what I mean?
Yeah. No dad here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. Sorry, King.
It's all
Sorry,
good.
King.
It is all good. My situation is just more on the funny side.
I'm not even gonna claim. I'm fully ignorant. I forgot. Sorry, King.
It is all good because I always just talk about my stepdad like he's my actual dad. So
I know.
It's all good. Like I said, I don't care.
He wasn't.
Yeah, it's all good. Like I said, don't care. Like I said, my situation is absolutely hilarious. Cause like imagine, like, you go through all this, and then you decide you go back to your ex-wife, and it's like she's adamant this ain't his kid. Does a DNA test, that's his kid. It's like no shit, Sherlock. Don't take much.
Yeah.
But okay. Yeah, you said 14.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on. I mean, I feel like it would definitely be eating Octavia alive to definitely ask. But it really just heavily depends on, does she want to ask her now, or does she want to wait a little bit later after rescuing her and saving her and, maybe
I think
other
she
things.
wants to wait to give her that like reprieve, but I don't know if she can like handle waiting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like that anticipation kind of thing.
I definitely think she's like at the bonfire, right? She'd look at the party and then her hand's still attached to hers. She'd kind of just look up and over and go, "So, what happened?"
She stops what she's doing, which was, I would say she's probably like finishing up some food a little bit. And she looks over at you and goes, "Oh, it's a lot. It's. I definitely did not mean to leave you on purpose. Like Spire was saying, a lot of us were kidnapped against our own will. It might have something to do with what I am, or
You're not.
or something like that. I know some.
You know?
Go for it.
Oh, she goes, they, when I was being the distraction, I actually use our ability, which I don't really like using. I know that both my uncles are very frustrated that I don't use it, but and she takes a long breath. I don't like tricking people, you know? But I had to for the liberation of the camp, of course. And so she had spoken to me, and that's how I realized she had you, because she had spoke about your magic and your purple flames, and she saw my pink flames, and she put two and two together before I had even realized.
Yes, that was something that they were wanting to study as well. They were very curious on our kind of form of magic that we could do. But
Well, as far as I'm aware, the only people who can still do it are you, me, Neelis, and Cameron.
that is very much true. Ours
And that's
is.
purple, pink, blue, and yellow, respectively.
Yep.
Oh my goodness, she has a moment of realization and she goes, You haven't you haven't seen anyone in 12 years. They're all doing okay. She smiles. Milas has this new girlfriend named Rosemary. He won't show me her, but she sounds amazing. Cameron has been running, using Grandma and Grandpa's money to run this casino ship, and for some reason he won't let me on it.
So much I have missed. So much that has changed. And you see her kind of
I
just.
know I'm old enough to gamble.
Oh, I've missed so much of what has happened. I've missed so many of your birthdays. I've missed so many events for you.
It's okay. I never was mad.
I know. And like I said, I did not mean to leave you on purpose. I was just.
I thought as much.
All I was trying to do was just find some more stuff for all of us. And they came out of nowhere and took me.
I'm just glad you're alive. That's worth 12 birthdays right alone.
And I'm very happy to see you here. Alive and well.
She smiles. These are my friends. This is Auric and this is Elwyn.
She looks over at you
Greetings.
both, and she looks over at Orica just goes and like takes in the clothing because if I remember correctly, you're still wearing like everything relating to Eltron, correct?
Yeah.
She'll notice the whole gimmick and be like, "Oh, you're from the city of elves, aren't you?" One
I
of-
am, yes. I very much hope that I'm not the last one.
um, From what I understand, some of those other elves that I was with are from there too. They were also taken many, many years ago, long before I ever showed up.
I'll have to speak with them then. Even if they don't know anything useful, it would still just be truly a treat to speak with someone from my home again.
Yes. They talked great longingness for Elteron again. I mean, I'm not obviously from there, but they seem to genuinely miss it so much. Hopefully they're able
It
to
really
give you
was
what...
beautiful.
Yes. Hopefully they're able to give you what you're looking for, sir.
Thank you.
And she looks over at Elowen. I will ask, are you in changeling form or one of the other forms? Real quick. Elf. Okay, so you look like an elf. She looks over. Okay, you say. Okay, so assume at all times. Okay, gotcha. She looks over at you, Yulin, and just goes, "Oh, another elf. That's so lovely. You keep such good companions with you, my dear. I'm glad you have such good friends that you can trust." Man.
Huh? You said tears and then it cut out.
Oh, sorry. I'm having like to do like such a soft voice. It does not
Absolutely
pick up.
no waste.
Yeah, let me change my settings real quick. That way it can be heard. I've realized that crisp hides too much and standard gives just the right amount. But she notices Yulin and goes, "Oh, and another elf. That's absolutely lovely." And she looks over at your Octavian and goes, "You have such wonderful friends and great companions. I'm glad a lot of them were able to keep you safe."
You know, and she smiles really wide. We killed a dragon.
A dragon?
Mhm.
Oh my. She kind of just looks off at the fire and then looks over at Spire, Ravine, and Nyx as they are back to talking, and looks over and says something, and kind of like reaches over for Spire's like cloak. Not cloak. She does not have. They don't have a fucking cloak. Reaches over and kind of taps their knee, and they look over, kind of like pissed at the moment, but then softens and just goes, "Yeah, there's something wrong." And she goes, "You know about dragons, correct?" And they just go, "Ah, don't tell me. The green dragon." And she goes, "Yeah, you know about it?" It's like, "Yeah. I helped them find the green dragon. I don't know how they managed to kill it so quickly, but maybe it was old and a little senile, maybe. But yeah, they were able to kill it with ease, from what I heard. They didn't really need me. I was shocked." And your mom just looks back over and you and just goes, "You have changed so much. You are not this little girl anymore. But
No.
but so brave."
Oh. She smiles. I do try.
Has much else changed since I have been gone?
Mhm. Oh.
Did it not pick up?
Oh. She said, who?
What? I'm sorry. She was just asking, like,
I think
she was basically asking, like, has anything else, like, kind of changed?
oh, well, and she thinks for a long moment. So, after you unintentionally left, obviously things around Paradise City were pretty dicey because everyone was blaming your disappearance on Dad. So he decided we move to a Thebus so that I'm close but not close enough where it's convenient for Milos or Cameron to visit. And then we started life in a Thebus, and I was put into the ballet program, obviously. And from there, uh, Dad really, and she pauses because she doesn't have the words to explain an affair, but she has the words to explain began seeing. So she's gonna be like, well, since you were gone for so long, he began seeing the headmistress of the school, and she agreed to let me study there for not a lot of money because, obviously with you gone, we didn't have access to your money, and he wasn't going to take Melis's or Cameron's. And so I studied and grew, and I had such a wonderful time. She doesn't know she didn't have a wonderful time. But I had such a wonderful time. And so I was scouted immediately in my senior year for the Royal Ballet, and they put me in without problem. And that's my life outside of adventuring is not only just the prima donna, but I usually, I do a lot of acting too, and I do a lot of other music. And she talks about this for like an hour straight of just yapping about being a creative. But yeah, I temporarily I put that on a shelf a little to try adventuring.
You're becoming like those stories that I remember being told when I was younger of great adventurers traveling far and wide.
Hope so. I think it's important to experience life outside of the four walls of the theater, at least a little bit.
That you're not wrong
I
about.
haven't really.
But I am just. And you see her eyes just kind of like go very soft, but like. I think it's. To make sure that I know this word correctly.
Oh my god, Safe and Sound from the Hunger Games movie is on this playlist, and I put it on this playlist, and it's hitting hard. Oh,
But you see the look of like her face soften, but also she's not hiding this either, but of melancholy at the same time.
yeah, completely understandable. Like
Yeah.
your baby is not a baby.
Hopefully, I'm able to get back home so that everything can go back to what it was supposed to be like a little bit.
She smiles. Yeah, I mean, I have an apartment in Athaba, and uh, and she explains that like her dad's like Victor's still there and stuff, and so she's like, yeah, you can crash with us as long as you need. Forever, actually, please.
That would be most appreciated. I think I have spent a little bit too much time outside the walls.
She smiles.
I am not meant to be out here for too long.
Completely understandable. And when you're ready, I can tell them and we can go visit Paradise City if you want.
Maybe.
Yeah, I know. I can't imagine how, you haven't seen them for 12 years either. Although Cameron doesn't really stay there anymore. He's usually on the waters. But he would come home for that.
Yes.
He misses you all the time. So does Mila.
Yeah.
They both.
I'm just hoping everything can go slightly back to normal. Obviously, I know things are going to be a bit different, but hopefully soon.
Oh, I didn't even get to tell you. And her eyes kind of light up. So, he's still doing his whole news thing. And he's like really good at it now.
Really?
Yeah. Like he has his own company and everything.
Yeah.
Paradise City is basically like a playground for him. And you know what he named it?
What?
He named it apiculture. Like the bumblebees. Like your favorite animal.
Oh my goodness. And she just looks more down at what she was once eating and just kind of sets it off to the side. So much. I'm just. And you see her, like, getting tears in her eyes as she reaches over and just brings you into a giant hug.
Oh, she happily accepts. She's like crushing her backpack. And she looks at her friends and she's like, guys, group hug. I'm literally kicking my feet, by the way. I'm like sat in my chair just kicking my feet back and forth.
But I will say, as you two definitely looks like still kind of talk amongst each other. Over time, everybody kind of goes back into sleep. Some trances, some not. Depends on each person. And I will say, sleep and trances come very nicely for everybody. It's not too difficult, not too hard. Nothing's keeping you from it. Whole 9 yards. And obviously, for those who are in trances and only need 4 hours of sleep, you wake up before everybody else, as usual. And
yeah.
I'll say, you guys kind of just do whatever you're wanting to do. And obviously, during this time, Auric, I'm assuming you want to talk to those elves.
Yep.
Okay, so you get up after your needed time, and you notice that they are also up, kind of talking amongst themselves. The fire is still going, as you see Ravine still keeping the flame, and he looks over at you and just kind of waves and then just goes back to the fire. So you would make your way over to the elves.
Yep. Or just walks over to see what they're talking about.
Okay. Yeah, you walk right back over to them, and as you get closer, their speaking turns from hard to hear to a little bit more distinct as you hear them talking about how and what they are going to do to try and get back to Eltron. And you even hear them talking about what they last saw when they were kidnapped. You hear, let me write this down on a notepad. Let's see, what's in my room? What can I use? Okay. We have, how many did I say last time? There were 4. Yes, one of them was her. So that's 3 elves. Come on, brain. You got, let's see. Just writing these down real quickly. Random name. Come on, come to my brain. Okay. You go up to them and you see the one female elf talking to the other 2. You hear her talking about, Yeah, I remember. Oh, man, my head still kind of hurts from everything. I remember seeing that fucking bastard just smiling and watching us getting kidnapped and just not trying to help us at all. And you see the one closest to her just kind of like pat her back. And he goes, I understand, Yarrow, I understand. This was definitely not the best time for everything to happen. We were just about to be free and away from that asshole. Those fucking... And they immediately stop after they hear your footsteps, and they all look over at you and just go, oh, and they take in, like your figure and everything, your garments and whatnot, and just go, oh, wait, no, this is from the guard, remember? Yeah, and they're all just kind of like nodding and going, yes, guard. And you see the one just look up and go, you're one of the guards from, our city, right? Eltron, right?
Yes, it's been quite some time since I've seen any of my own townspeople.
Yeah, it's been so long. Oh my goodness. What all do you remember happening? You were obviously there when it all happened, right?
I was. It's been so long. All I remember was screaming and the king and queen. I saw them. The princess, at least. I didn't see what happened to her, so she might have gotten away.
Yes. And you hear the one named Yarrow just speak up. She's like, yes, I remember seeing her. She was running for her life. She was dawning on some... And she kind of clutches her head. She's like, oh my goodness. I remember seeing her with one of the bows. And as Yarrow mentions the bow, I will say this for you. You have a memory come back to you of this one certain area in the halls where in the center was this bow and arrow set with this very intricate design on the bow that was also inscribed in Elvish. And even the what is it called? It's not it's like a satchel for arrows.
Ever?
Yeah,
Quiver.
the quiver. Yes. You also remember seeing on the quiver itself having unique designs around the trim, and along the trim as well also had Elvish in it as well. But obviously it's been some time, and the memory of what it said has been kind of long forgotten. But Yarrow mentions this like special kind of bow that she remembers seeing, and your only first thought is the possibility of maybe the princess having taken that.
I certainly hope she didn't go put herself into more danger with it.
I don't... Like I said, it's very hard to remember. Some of us were badly hurt from, I guess, the gith. But I definitely remember seeing her just running as fast as she could. I think into the forest area, I believe, I last remember. But it's been so long since then. But I just know we were trying our best to get away as well. I know William, and she motions to the guy next to her. I know William, we were trying our best to get out of there. And she looks over at the third guy and she's like, Soon, do you remember anything as well? Did you see anything? And he just looks over and goes, oh, the most I remember was seeing them dismantling a couple items and breaking them in half, and I noticed and they noticed me and I started running too. That's how I saw you two. And then I saw those, and he's starting to like stutter on the word, and he's like, Gith. I saw those too, and I don't know why I ran towards them, but I thought I could help you guys, and obviously that wasn't good enough. But yeah, I know we could see at least who was may be causing this, but we don't know for sure who the leader was, though. We just know some of the people.
It's maddening to think that even while thieves were already throwing the kingdom into chaos, that there were also travelers from other worlds kidnapping our people.
Yes. And you see Yarrow just shaking her head. She's just like, I kind of remember. Man, it's. And she's still going back to like clutching her head. And I will say, you do notice that she has like a small bump on the side of her head. And she kind of keeps clutching it every so often. But you also see Will kind of like still going back to her and making sure that she's still okay. It's like, it's okay. You're fine.
Oh, are you alright? I'm afraid I don't have any healing magic myself, but I could try to get Spire or Octavia to help you.
I should be okay. During one of the few days ago, they were moving us into new cages and I was badly thrown in. I should be okay. I just know it takes some time. Every so often does hurt, but it's getting a lot better than the last time. Even yesterday, it was 10 times worse than what it is now. So it might be going away. But thank you, sir. You're already doing so much for us now.
And I promise I'll be doing everything I can to find the princess and restore Alteron to at least something of what it once was.
Yeah. Hopefully so. And you see William just go, if there's anything that we can at least try to do, we can. I think I at least know I'm fit to fight. I can definitely handle a sword. Maybe a short sword, long sword, I don't know. Something like that. I can handle it. I'm not heavily trained, but I can at least handle something. But
Well, if the time calls for it, I wouldn't deny you the glory of fighting for what you believe in, but in the meantime, you should really just focus on healing your wounds
yes.
and enjoying your new freedom.
Yeah, that's probably the best thing we should do. I mean, it's been. And he kind of thinks for himself. He's like, it's been too long. I don't even know if. And he kind of starts trailing off as he looks over to the side a little bit. And. Also. I just had to think for a second, like, could I? No. Yeah, I'll say after that they kind of go a little bit quiet, but I would say they probably still are kind of talking with you a little bit time to time, trying to remember all that they can about what they last saw. I will say for soon he's able to mention that what he could see of some of the people was unusual, because he mentions he saw elves, half elves, a couple goblins, at least one or two orcs. Actually, half orcs. And from what he can, that's at least most of what he could say that he was seeing. It was a lot of different kinds of people were part of this. I think it's militia. I think that's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah. Also, sorry for muting. My mom asked me about laundry, and I was like, basically, I was like, maybe let's not announce to the world.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, you're fine.
But
I'm not a human person who wears clothes.
no, we're all robots.
Precisely.
But
We just spring into existence when a D&D game is scheduled.
yep,
real and true. I exist in the void after D&D.
Yep.
Like I said, I am the girl from the internet.
But after some talking with each other, and as the sun is starting to rise, a lot of the other groups of people, yeah, beep boop. The sun starts to rise, and everybody starts to getting on putting things away back into some of the crates. Everybody kind of just helping each other, and I will say, for everybody awake, give me a perception check just real quick. I also have to go get my dice because I forgot I put them away.
Oh yeah, I haven't pulled mine out yet.
That is a 13.
Organizing.
We are all AIs. Here's the thing, right? If there was anyone to be an AI pretending to... Also, just in case anyone's listening and needs this, unreality. Unreality. I'm joking about unreality. Capiche? But if there was anyone to be an AI pretending to be a human, it'd be me. Everyone on the internet is a bot except for me. no, that's... I get the reference, but that's inverse. Everyone on the internet is real. I'm the bot. Yeah, I definitely I don't lean into it as much as I used
my
to, which is a
goodness.
shame because it used to be like my entire shtick of being like, I am actually like my basically like my persona. Like if I like a channel mascot, effectively. Like my channel mascot was basically just robot me when I was like a teenager. And I really should I ought to get her recommissioned and bring her back because that was fun as hell.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm struggling with speaking because twice now I have tried spelling perception and what you gotta. Oh my goodness.
0
And,
on perception. How?
and
The
yeah,
perception.
the perception. No, because every single time I kept trying to spell perception, I kept spelling prescription.
Oh, yes, 0 my character. That's 0 in perception. She meant 0. So, context for listeners. And, I mean, this... I should say that I was about to be like, it goes without saying, but not necessarily. But theoretically, if you watch this stream, you probably watch my streams. 0 is Paint Girl from P729, and she herself is not my mascot character, but she is heavily inspired by my mascot character, and also obviously myself. She is the closest to a self-stand-in I have ever put in a work of fiction. Gotta walk.
You gotta be kidding me, really? A 1? Damn, you're preoccupied with some other shit at the moment. Technically
Elowen
better.
said ceiling. Elowen said, that ceiling sure does look interesting.
I would probably say, at least for that natural 1. Making sure, let's see. What are you saying?
Yeah, there's a little sweetheart. Like she's such a fun OC. She's fun to play. She's fun to like. I wasn't gonna reveal her so early, but I was like, I have to. I was like, I have to get the bubbles out. Like I had to get this, because now the thing, right, is the players know somewhat what's going on, but the characters don't, which is more fun because they're more in on it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of that, no pressure, of course, but you know darn well that if you want to, you are fully invited, Sully, of course.
Yeah. So, okay. I'll say for that natural 1, you don't notice what I was wanting you to notice, but you are definitely preoccupied with helping out everybody else with putting stuff away into the wagon that you don't notice what the other 2 notice. So you're just busy putting shit away and making sure that everything goes back to where it was supposed to be and that nobody gets hurt doing it. But for both Auric and Octavia, you as you are like getting your stuff ready, making sure everything's nicely put away, you guys over here, Spire and Ravine discussing something, but it's slowly becoming a little bit of yelling at each other. Do you guys want to go see what they're talking about? Or
We'll look into that.
okay, so you guys hearing the yelling, go over to Spire and Ravine, and you see Ravine one having the most terrified look on his face, and Spire. Well, obviously they have their back towards turned towards you guys, but you hear them going, "Look, I've been to this abandoned village. It will be fine." And you hear Ravine going, "It was not fine the last time
Famous
we all
last
went."
words. Famous last words.
It was not safe the last time. At least all of us were scared shitless of this thing. We're not going through that village. Look, I have made a safer way to get around this village without seeing this creature. It should be okay. To which Spire then goes, "Yeah, and guess what? It's going to take you a little bit longer to do that when you could just go through that path and it won't take you as long as I'm predicting it will take. Okay? So, we're going to go through it. I can handle it. How about that? I will be the one. Well, I'm not going to steer the horses. I'm just going to have them follow me, you know? Because I can talk to them. To which you see Ravine's face still scared shitless, just looks at Spire with the most, like, why the fuck would you put it like that face? Why would you say it like that? To which Ravine looks up at you guys and just goes, "Oh, thank the stars. Can you please explain to this idiot right here that we should not be going back through that abandoned village to see whatever fucking creature that was again? Because I am fairly certain it's going to be there."
Wait, are we actually discussing going back there? It's a horrible idea.
You see, that's. Oric gets it. He gets it. It's not safe. So why do you want to try and go through it, Spire? Spire just goes, "How many times do I have to tell you? I can handle it. I'm not built like you guys."
I'm built different.
Literally, Spire's built different.
Octavia is gonna look, and she's just gonna shake her head, and she's gonna go,
Oh, did I break this?
Whatever benefit you believe is worth it, I don't think it is. I think the safest thing we do is ensure that these people get away from this place as far as possible before we try to do any type of investigative work or looking into the camp.
Look,
It's simply not safe with them here currently.
look, I understand you guys are scared shitless of this creature. I've seen it before. I know what it is. And as long as everybody stays inside the wagon and no one takes a look at it, and I'm the only one that guides the horses, it will be fine. I know what this creature is. Twitch Ravine
She
just.
shakes her head. She
Ravine,
goes,
yeah.
Fire, do you know the play The Odyssey?
I don't live in cities or villages or towns. I don't know anything about stories like that.
Well, I'll give you the very short version of one of the scenes. There was a man who was a pirate, and he had a crew, and they were traveling in dangerous waters. And there were these beautiful mermaids, but they weren't really mermaids, they were sirens. And so they wanted to eat the guys, right? And so Odysseus decides to save the rest of his crew by having them put sap, like honey sap, like me, into their ears. And so they couldn't hear it. But he had them tie him to the mast so that he could instruct the ship safely. And what ended up happening was he got bombarded with the allure of them all, and he was struggling against the mast and trying to jump overboard. And jump in the water to, have a beautiful life, but he knew that it was his own death, but he didn't care. That's what this feels like, Spire. Where, like, you are putting yourself as close to the edge of danger and you are being barely restrained.
Octavia,
Hmm?
you do know what kind of a druid I am, correct?
No, but still.
I am one who has been blessed by two gods. The
But that
normal
doesn't.
the normal
Mm,
druid god and the mother.
she shakes her own head. Just because you have a blessing, I do as well, doesn't mean you should jump into dangerous situations. You have to be smarter than that.
I am being smarter. By being
You're not.
smarter is me having everybody be safe and sound away from the great deer. And
And what happens if the great deer does mess with you?
it wouldn't. I've spoken
How do
to
you
it.
know that?
I've spoken to it.
So, people's intentions can vary. She shakes her head. Just because it was nice one time you spoke to it, and I hate to say this, and I hate to judge it, but it might not be nice the next.
I understand. Oops. I understand your concern for me, but like I've said, I know of this great deer. I have spoken to it. I know where it's from. I understand what it's capable of. You're talking to the same druid who has befriended a lot of dangerous creatures in my time. I have befriended Displacer Beast, this, and so many different kinds of monsters in my time. The great deer, I know where it's from. I know what it's capable of. Once it has you hooked on fear, it can use it against you and it can kill you that way. But once it realized that it couldn't frighten me, it calmed down. It saw me as
I,
equal.
as much as I would love for you to be able to do that and interact with it and feel that satisfaction, I think currently it is a reckless choice.
Do you not trust me to get us through there?
I trust you. I don't trust it.
Well, I'm telling you how it behaves. It fr-
Yes, but behavior can be unpredictable.
Not when you're as skilled as I am.
She shakes her head. I wouldn't tell you this unless I really thought it was correct. I almost never correct people.
Sorry, I had my cat's
No worries.
collar made an appearance.
That like don't even dude, that like alerted my brain. I was like jiggle jiggle.
That
I was
my
like, why is it different?
that was my cat's collar because she woke up, and now she's coughing because she woke up.
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
I gotta kiss your cat. I'm going over to your place. I'm kidnapping your cat, actually.
No, she won't be happy. She'll be sad.
Oh, poor baby.
Spire,
You gotta kiss her for me.
I'll definitely do that. Spire takes in what you said and goes, "Look, I do understand your concern. I truly do. I really do. That's why I would not have suggested us going any other way versus through it if I did not trust myself. I've been able to handle a lot of things in my time. More things that I think you've ever seen. While this great deer is of weirdness and not something that the mother has ever created, it is still something that can be talked to, as I am able to do. I can convince it to leave us alone, with ease, like I've done the previous time. It's only scared of people. It's just like the great wolf, the one that's in the mountain. If you don't try to attack it, it'll be fine. But obviously, if you're not from there, it's going to try to scare you and get you out. And that's what it did with you guys, from what I understand. It scared
Back
you.
up. What's the safety plan? What's the redundancy?
Well, the best way I can do it. And they kind of just smile, kind of like hinting at what they would do. I can shape into it if I want to. It would have to fight itself, which is not prepared to do. I would keep everybody safe. I'd make sure no one got hurt. You have my word.
Fire, please. You're taking unnecessary risks.
We will discuss it when we get
I
there.
still can't imagine. I still can't imagine any kind of shortcut being possibly worth the risk of having to face that thing again.
Well, a shortcut that I can only think of requires us to go near the Owlins, but that would take us at least an extra day or two off of our, from what I understand, your other trip that it took you. I don't want to waste any more time.
Well, it's not worth risking your life.
It wouldn't be my life. It wouldn't be your guys' life. It'd be nobody's life.
Fire.
Look, once we get close to the camp, because that's how the map was made. Once we get a little bit close, we'll see. I'll talk to Ravine.
That sounds like you're gonna do it anyways, regardless of what we say.
Depends.
Yeah.
You guys have seen my full potential, almost.
I know, but still. You guys have seen 1/10 of my potential. And even I wouldn't do that.
That's very understanding.
A little bit of a lore drop.
But like I will let you still know, Octavia, I am far more powerful than you. If you
In
guys
a way.
if you guys were any kind of danger with that dragon, I would have killed it for you.
Oh, I can repeat it. Ain't no worries. Audio problems are terrible. Fire said like, "Oh, you guys have seen almost my full potential," and then Octavia said, "You guys haven't even seen. You guys have seen 10% of my full potential," and she's not being facetious or being like ego. Like she's being genuine. She really hasn't used the full, like outside of battle and protecting you guys, she hasn't really used her abilities at all. So Spire themselves have most definitely not seen it. You guys have seen more of her actual abilities. Spire hasn't. But yeah, the most, like the fact that she did the pink flame, like wild. Cuz she herself, she's not against it, but she doesn't like it. Like, you know what I mean? She doesn't like um unlike Cherry, who very much loves to manipulate and trick people. Octavia is simply too sweet for that. Like she doesn't do it unless she absolutely must.
Yeah.
And even then she hates it. Which is very funny because obviously both Milas and Cameron have been coaching her entire life to basically right now they both recognize she's the only heir. And so they don't give a fuck that she doesn't like using it. They want her to use it more often, more frequently so she can get better at it. And that's one of the fun dichotomy of like I engineered Octavia to be this character that is a powder keg of power that is decidingly not using it to harm others because I think it's important. It's the same reason that like she might be pretty stupid, but she knows how to liberate a camp. You know what I mean? Like she very much is a how do I phrase this in a way that she's very much a luminary revolutionary type where it's like not nonviolence, but like peace through conversation, peace through diplomacy, peace through actions to protect those who cannot protect themselves.
Yeah.
Not brutal force. She's not a brutal force. And that's not really represented often
well, I think, in my opinion, where like it's always very much like either Iron Fist or hippies. It's never the neutrality of like the socialization aspect of it, the diplomacy, the conversation of which I mean, I know it's not that it's way too deep for a D&D character, but like I have so much heart and soul put into Octavia because there is a complexity to her that is not obvious and that's intentional. You can very easily look at her as a one-dimensional like ooh woo baby character and she does serve that purpose, but she's not just that.
Yeah.
And I think that's fun to play with and fun to acknowledge. Because a character like her could be very one of the things, and I'm so sorry to soapbox. Please tell me if I'm rambling too much. But one of the things that is vitally important to me is distinguishing femininity from stupidity. Because so often, hyper feminine characters, and mind you, yeah, like canonically, Octavia is a little dumb. But like, it's not because she's hyper fem. And I think that's important because when you're deconstructing symbols of the patriarchy and you're deconstructing symbols of femininity and masculinity, what the expectation of a perfect woman is, or the expectation of a perfect man is, what you can often find with like people's preferences of women are like sweet, submissive, stupid, dumb, ditzy, feminine, girly. They equate these things as if they're one singular unit. And so you get this like caricature of womanhood where it's just like the most like what's a good way to describe it? Like not trad wife, but like akin to a trad wife where it's like just perfectly submissive and stupid. That's not Octavia. And I make that abundantly clear. She is a deconstruction of those concepts. She is literally a perfect prima donna ballerina. And I know that. Like, I cooked her with the intention of her being a deconstruction of a lot of these classic feminine connotations, right? Because, like, she's not, for as easy as it is to ooh woo babyfy her, because partially truly, she is my excuse to be fun and ooh woo baby. There is moments in which she shines and she has skills, not only skills that aren't traditionally feminine, but skills that are often not treated as skills. And that's diplomacy, and that's social analyzation, and that's conversation, and that's entertainment. Like those skills socially, historically, have always been undervalued in women and overvalued in men. And that is something that I think is very fun with her. But yeah, sorry to soapbox.
It's all
Oh,
good.
no worries. That was interesting.
You were doing that, I was working on something just real quick.
Hell yeah. But yeah, I try when I invent a character to play, I put a ton of thought, energy, and effort into them. Now, obviously, they develop over the course of a campaign, but like, I think about these things a
Yeah.
lot. Of like, what can I do to portray a message I want to say? And the message with Octavia is very simple. It's be kind in the face of pain. Be kind to those who seek to harm and be like, don't like lay down and let violence happen, but like be aware that you're not becoming the enemy, that you're not becoming a brute, that you're not becoming horrible as they are. It's the complexity of that. That's Octavia.
Nice. Okay. Back to D&D. Let's go.
Back to D&D.
Okay.
Yeah.
But okay. I'm gonna do something just real quick. I'm gonna do a flat roll on this one. Okay. So, I'll say, after Spire kind of thinks for a second, their face very stone cold at the moment, and it just goes, like I said, I will discuss with it more with Ravine. But I do want you guys to trust me. I would not let anybody get hurt with what I do. That's all I can ever promise people. Whatever I do, it's never to hurt people. It's to make sure that we can get through things safely. And technically, sometimes the safe way can be a little dangerous. As much as people don't want to do it. I mean, I fully believe some of you are already on a dangerous mission as it is. As much as I don't understand, nor do I know much about it, but I can at least tell with some of you guys you're on a dangerous mission. Sometimes you have to understand best and safe route can be a bit tough and dangerous. But like I said, I'm going to talk to Ravine a little bit more, maybe talk to Nyx a little bit. But I want you guys to trust me. If I tell you I can handle something and I can get us somewhere safely, I need you guys to believe in me on it.
She nods. It's not that she doesn't trust Spire. It's that she doesn't trust the situation.
Yeah. But
It's much the same for Oric. Like, nothing short of a direct order from both the king and queen could make him go back in there willingly.
yeah. But yeah, that does make 100% sense. It's just for I will say, man, you know how my Spire works. The other
Yeah.
Spire works.
Yeah.
You know they can't be frightened by shit.
Yeah, they're basically indomitable.
Yeah. And it has been very helpful to have that. It's like, everybody else is scared shitless. I ain't. Okay, Fred, you're fine. Or it's like that whole, everybody feels the sleep spell descend up on them. Actually, while Fred in the back gets knocked out with a frying pan.
What's that? the turn heel.
Yeah. But, okay, so after that little discussion, you see Spire kind of just going off, and they start to help out a little bit on getting everything situated. And you, ooh, would that be perception or insight on this one? Let me look it up. Insight or perception? That's not the word. Give me the correct word. Come on. Not persuasion. That's not the word. Man, why did I have to misspell it the first time?
You got this.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. I will say, depending, because this one's open for anybody who wants to. If you guys want to give me another perception check, just real quick.
That's an 8.
An 8.
That's a 12.
Okay. I'll say with an 8, you see Spire go off to go do something near the wagon, but you can only, your only assumption is, oh, they're just gonna help pack up some more. Fucking 4. Same thing with you. You're still focused on making sure that everything in the wagon is safe and sound. Everything's all good. Nothing's gonna slide too much and not gonna hurt anybody. Even hell, helping out making like a nice comfortable seat for some of the people who aren't gonna want to sit on the wooden floor of the wagon. With a 12 though, for you, Octavia, you don't just see Spire go to the wagon. You actually see them go toward the horses. But all you can see them doing is kind of just petting the horses. Kind of just standing next to them. hell, that's about it. Just see them pet the horses.
Horsies!
Horsies.
Fucking love it. Anytime we drive past horsies, and Sully will attest to this, I will just whip my head and be like, Horsey!
Horses. We love them. Oh. But yeah, that's basically about it with that on that part. So in this part, everybody gets into the wagon. Ravine and Nyx take their spots, but in this case, you don't see Spire joining in the wagon. You actually hear them talking to Nyx and Ravine because they both have like a sound of concern in their voice. But you guys hear Spire just go, "I'll be fine. I'd rather walk. I can keep up with you guys." And now you guys are just making your way back home to the Sanctum at this point. I'll say during this, if you guys, like I said, want to do anything, want to talk to anybody, the whole 9 yards, you could definitely do that here. If there's nothing you guys want to talk about, just say it. I'm just still working on this real quick. Okay. So, I'll say, as you guys are traveling and everything's going like really nice and smooth, there's not too much going on. I'll say you guys are kind of hearing some talking amongst each of the group. You see the elves still talking to each other. The dwarf and the halfling are kind of talking amongst themselves while the gnome is just kind of just twiddling with something in their hands. It mostly looks like it's like a rock of some sorts. And you guys, like I said, are just kind of making your way until you feel the wagon kind of stop, and then you hear a little bit of discussion going on. If you guys want to try and overhear what's being said, perception check. If you don't want to, that's fine.
16.
Oh, 16.
$17.
A 17. Okay. Come on, Evelyn. Good number. Oh my goodness, a natural fucking 20.
Whoa!
Holy
Finally.
shit.
Let's go!
Deserved.
Holy fucking hell. Damn. Yeah, okay. Okay. This is even good. What are these rolls? These rolls are funny.
What are these
That's how you
ropes?
take them. They're funny rolls. Because that's how I deal with things at times. They're funny rolls. And you gotta
That's
love
you
them.
going to the Misspell channel.
Yes. So, I'll say, you said we have a natural 20, and then someone said 17 or 16?
It was 16
I
and
had a
17.
16.
Okay. So for you two, Octavia and Starch, you do overhear what's being said, but what you hear is, shit, my brain just fried for half a second. You hear Spire, telling Nyx and Ravine, hey, come on. I want to do something for you guys. Just real quick. I understand. And you hear the voices kind of die down a little bit as you hear their footsteps kind of walking away. Yulin, though, you hear them very clear as day, what they are saying to each other. you hear Spire talking to Nyx and Ravine, and you hear them saying, "Look, I understand you guys don't want to go through this. I understand you have this marked on this map to go through the kingdom of the Owlins and whatnot. Can you please just give me a chance to prove myself on this one? Please. I understand you guys trust me. I get it. But, Ravine, I understand. I get it. Trust me. Can you at least do that for me? Please trust me on this. I got this. I will make sure if anything happens, you'll be safe. Everybody in that wagon will be safe. We'll all be fine. Can you do that for me, please? Please? I'll help you guys into the back of the wagon. It'll be fine. I got to have you guys trust me. I can get us through this safe and sound, and we won't have to waste a day or two. Okay? And then the conversation dies down as you hear the footsteps coming to the back side of the wagon now. As you see the wagon door open, and you see Nyx and Ravine hopping inside. And for Auric and Octavia, you see the look on Ravine's face that just has the look of dread, while Nyx has the look of slightly pissed, but it's hard to tell if she's just mad about the situation, mad that she was convinced to come into the back and not be able to help up front, or something else. It's kind of hard to tell with her. But you hear the door of the wagon shut close, and a couple seconds later, you don't feel the movement of someone taking up the spots that the other two took, but instead you just feel the horses start slowly walking forward. Jesus. Coughing fit.
Valid.
So yeah. I'll say Ravine looks at you guys as it's kind of now a little bit crowded. Nyx at this point has sat on one of the boxes, and he's moving his way towards one of the boxes as well to sit on it. And he kind of just looks down at you guys and just goes, I think Spira might have charmed me.
Oh, wow.
What?
Yeah. Nyx, did they do that to you? And Nyx just goes, nope. I'm gonna be honest on this one. I've always been one to kind of side with Spire on this one. I do trust them. And they were a little bit convincing.
Let me check. I'm gonna roll like detect magic just so I can see if they've actually been charmed.
Okay.
Because if they have been, Octavia's gonna crash the fuck out, actually.
Yeah, go for it. I don't know.
That is a 17.
Yeah, they did. You can feel the remnants on Ravine's face a little bit. That
My fucking jaw dropped. Oh my god, where is Spire? Where is Spire?
Are you poking your head out?
Mm-hmm.
Are out the front where the horses are?
Yes. Yes.
You pop your head out and you look directly at the back of Spire's head as they are holding onto the ropes of the horses, but very loosely. They're not like holding it to guide them. It's more like kind of like someone holding someone else's hands through things.
She goes, Spire, pull over, please.
You guys have figured that one out. It'll be fine. We're literally
Spire?
We're literally
Pull
entering the heart of
over.
it. If I stop now.
She steps forward. She goes, Spire, pull over.
Octavia,
Spire.
keep your head down
She's-
right now.
She's still looking at the ground because she doesn't want to see the fucking evil dear god. But she's like, Spire, I'm not kidding. I will grab the reins and pull us over right now.
If you do that, that's not going to end well for all of us here right now.
Spire, how could you just charm someone into doing what you wanted them to do?
Because this is the
I only
easiest
do
route.
that when I absolutely must.
Well, I guess in a way I am doing my absolute must.
Spire, no, you're not. And she's so fucking mad. The anger is dripping off of every word.
I
She's gonna
mean,
go, Spire, please pull over.
like I just said, Octavia, if I do that, it won't end well for all of us. Because people are going to get curious and poke their heads out.
Spire, the only reason I am looking at the ground right now is because I trust you, and I do not know. And her voice is breaking, and her heart is breaking. If I should.
I don't want you to get frightened, my dear. I wish not for that.
I've already seen it once. What's twice? Pull over, Spire.
And in this next part, Spire is saying this in your language, which I assume
Oh
is
God, is
Elvish.
Spire gonna try to charm Octavia? Oh, this
No,
is
no,
gonna
no.
be fucking.
Mm, she, uh, um, Spire tells you in Elvish, look, I understand if at this point you do not trust me with what I am doing, but I need you to give me your full, unadulterated, get back in the wagon. I cannot pull this over at this point. We are literally halfway there. If I get us just the rest of the way through and we find camp, you can cuss me out as much as you want. But
I
I'm
do
getting
not
us through here.
usually cuss. She shakes her head.
I feel like you might, though, want to after this.
I definitely do. She takes a very bitter breath and she goes, Spire, you are so lucky that I am doing this to protect the rest of the people traveling with us and my own party. If it was just us, I would yank the reins.
Then that would be sending a lot of. And they kind of trail off at that. Back into common at this point. They go, like I said, gotta trust me. We're just about there.
Mm.
And at this point, they actually start to switch into a different language as you see their head look up. Because I like to think that you can kind of see their head kind of looking up at this point. And in a language that. Actually, what are your languages that you can speak? All three of you.
Octavia can speak Common. She can speak Elvish. She can speak a little Draconic. And she can speak a tiny bit of Celestial.
Okay. Common, Elvish, and Draconic. Oh. What do you mean by that? Let's see.
Yeah. So, assumably, Elwyn's a polygot.
Polygon.
No, polygon's the shape.
I know.
Polygot is multilingual.
I know.
Oh.
She has a fuck ton. I will ask, is one of them infernal or primordial?
But yeah. God, it is fun to play her a little bit more complex.
Okay. Um. So you said there's a little bit. Okay. So for you, Yolan, as you are seeing Octavia arguing with Spire on what they are doing, you hear Spire speaking to this thing that you were originally told not to look at. And I would assume you're probably still keeping up with that of not looking at this weird thing. I thought I heard something. Never mind. But you hear in a little bit of this in Infernal. Obviously, it's like a little, like you hear like some parts of it because maybe not don't know too much of it. You hear Spire saying, "Oh, hi there, Great One. You're looking pretty decent for what you are. Now, hey, don't stomp me. You know, I mean no harm to you. And that is what I intend to keep. I'm just passing through with my wagon here." And like I said, parts of that is a little bit hard, but you do pick up on wagon, walking, stomping, and like I said, a couple other little pieces. But you're kind of getting the gist that Spire's talking to this thing in Infernal, more than likely. Though for everybody else who does not know Infernal, you just hear Spire speaking in a, this really like weird kind of language that you're not very familiar with. But it seems to maybe work because after they had slightly slowed down a little bit, they're now picking up more speed of walking the horses with the wagon. And Octavia, you do notice that, and after they get to a certain point, they switch from Infernal and go right back to talking back with you, Octavia, and they go, and we are just about out. See? Told you it was gonna be easy. Gotta trust me.
You are not getting through this one easily. When we get to a safe location,
Yeah, you're gonna cuss me out. You're gonna tell me that I should not have done that I risked everybody's life, the whole 9 yards. I heard it at least 3 other times, if not more. I know what I can handle. I know I can keep everybody safe. And looks like I just did. And you feel the wagon now stop. Do you look around you?
yeah.
You look around and you do realize that you guys are back in the forest area now.
She shakes her head and she just looks Spire dead in their eyes and she goes, "You should apologize to them."
Oh, to the 2 councilmen?
Mm-hmm.
I'll do that here shortly. And
No.
Oh.
You should do it now.
well, first I gotta get him out of the wagon.
Yeah.
And you see Spire drop the ropes as they look back up at you, and they just have like this mischievous look on their face as they go to the back of the wagon at this point. And you hear the door open, and do you look back, right?
Yeah.
You look back and you see Nyx and Ravine making their way out of the wagon itself, and you see them close the door, and you see them making their way back to their original spots, and you do see Spire just kind of looking over at Ravine and just go, "Hey," and they kind of pat his chest, and just go, "No hard feelings, right? You understand why I did that?" To which Ravine just goes, "Yeah, but that was really not the smartest idea. You have to admit. Like, yeah, we did save time and whatnot, but that really was not that safe. You're lucky that some of these people didn't understand what was going on." To which Spire just goes, "You see? I know what I'm doing. I don't know if you could hear, but I can talk to that tall fucker. It's quite simple, to be honest. It's really not that tough. The fact that, hell, Nyx," to which Nyx just looks over and just goes, "What?" It's like, "How come you don't know Infernal? You are, what, one of the smartest people I pretty much know besides a couple other people? How do you not know Infernal?" She just looks down and like, "I didn't want to learn it. Wanted to learn some of the other ones." And Spire just shakes their head. She's like, "Okay, whatever." But still, sorry about charming you there. I'll make sure not to do that to you, at least, again. And Ravine just shakes his head like, whatever. And gets back into his spot along with Nyx. And you do see Spire going back to the side of the wagon. What is this? Oh, wow. That's really freaking good. What the fuck? But yeah, you guys are back to making your way through, and you guys make camp once more. And this time, as you guys are making your guys' camp, everything's coming nice and orderly. Octavia, you notice Spire off near one of the trees, since you guys are now in the more foresty jungle area still. You see them kind of just off to themselves at this point, and you see them kind of writing something down in what looks like a journal.
She's gonna observe from behind the tree if she can. She's not one to snoop like this, but she's very distrustful of Spire at the moment.
Yeah.
Which is an exceptionally rare emotion for her. She trusts pretty blindly almost all the time.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that she's being out of character.
Yes.
Acting without common character.
Yeah. So you do that, and after a little bit of time, I'm just doing something just real quick. Spire kind of, after a moment, looks up, looks around, and let me do this real quick. Yeah, boy. They look up, and you said you're behind a tree? Or?
Yes.
They, like I said, they're looking around, and then they lock eyes with you. And they kind of sigh as they look down. They look back up, and they go, okay, come on. I know what you gotta say. Just say it.
Fire. Using charm to make other people do what you want is a very tricky tool.
It definitely is.
It should be reserved for extreme circumstances, and even then used with heavy consideration. I'm not saying it should never be used. I used it myself the other night. But there's a lot of responsibility that comes with that.
It definitely does, my friend.
How would you like it if I just snap my fingers and made you do what I want? That'd be so mean.
Well, I mean, first of all, you would actually have to kind of get me in that kind of state.
I could, easily. Without hesitation. But I'm not going to. Because I'm better than you. I don't need to rest on my abilities to get things done.
That I understand. That's what makes you and I different. You see, I know of what you do. You are a bard. You rely on different kinds of attributes about yourself to do what you can, to use your magic. I do things a little differently. I'm meant to keep balance. I'm meant to do what I can to protect nature and all its inhabitants. And that does include those that people fear. In the case of the great deer is what I see as a monster, but not one to kill, not one to get around the bushes because of what it can do. It's why I'm able to talk to it. It's why I'm able to talk to a lot of these creatures with ease. It's part of who I am. It's part of my job, you could say. There's a big difference on why I am different from all the other druids. It's why Key never liked me. Because I did things that were out of the norm for others. It's why I heavily rely on people to trust me right off the right off the bat. If you can trust me, then I don't have to make sure that someone's going to get themselves hurt. Like you were kind of doing there, sticking your head out.
And even then, I still didn't look up.
Which is very smart of you. You understand the importance of not looking at this creature when you cannot handle it.
Sire, you are remarkably lucky that they were okay with what had happened.
They were okay with it because I told them that everything would be okay. I trusted them to understand. And even when I was talking to the great deer, I told it exactly what I was doing. I was taking a wagon through this place, and that was about it. I was not going to touch a single thing in this town or village. I wasn't going to harm it. That is never my deal. I don't go and harm creatures who are minding its business. And I stick to my word. I just needed the other two to trust me. I knew Nyx would.
You have to earn trust through charming. It's not real trust.
I understand. I didn't want to charm him. Reuven doesn't deserve it. As much as I don't trust him either. I trusted him to save me, because when I saw him, I knew he was going to try something. As much as I, like I said, do not trust him. I don't know how much you know of him, but I know quite a bit about him. I know what he's capable of. I know what his people are capable of. But I can trust him as well. And that's all I wanted.
Sire, I hope that you reflect on what you've been doing and continue to do.
Well, I'm going to keep doing what I always do. I keep the balance of nature at bay, and I make sure that all creatures, no matter who they are, what they are, and who created them, are safe, even if others don't want them to.
How do we know? How do we know you haven't been using this ability the entire time?
I fully believe you would notice. I mean, you were able to
I
tell.
would, but Oric and Elwyn wouldn't.
How do you know?
I know, Sire.
Well, I don't just blindly use my magic just because of whatever. I use it when I need to.
You are remarkably lucky.
Very much so.
But some part of me still thinks you're trustworthy and
Sorry, what was that last part? I'm sorry.
oh, she said trustworthy and a friend.
Well, you wouldn't be the first person I've been told such things like that. That I'm untrustworthy. Or,
No, she didn't say untrustworthy. She said you are remarkably lucky that I still consider you trustworthy.
oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you still do. And I hope you can always keep it that way. But like I said, I understand. I understand.
What happens the next time we go toe to toe idyllically? And you, what, decide to just charm me?
I would never do that.
How do I know that?
Yulin just said, I don't exactly fully trust you, but I don't see you as less of a friend. Are you saying that to Spire as well? I assume. Spire looks over at you. Hold on, I'm just trying to get this to work with me. I never cared quite that much about trust anyway. Well, that I understand. Changelings work in unique ways as well. I've met a few in my time. Some I was able to trust right off the bat because I knew what their intentions were, and others maybe broken my trust a little bit. But I still give all their respect that they deserve. And as long as they don't betray me and don't undermine me, I will trust them. Sometimes you just gotta understand that some people do things a little bit differently and maybe think a little bit differently. In the case of me, I knew what I was able to do. I knew I could get us through there. I knew I could talk to it. And I knew I could get us safe and sound. As long as everybody didn't do anything too... And they kind of pause a little bit too reckless.
You're one to speak of recklessness.
Sometimes that's part of my job. But I just didn't want one of you guys to get charmed and frightened by it. When it does it to you, it's not fun. I've seen it. I've seen it firsthand with a couple people who try to go toe-to-toe with it. They brought me along a little bit because they thought I could have been a great asset for them. Come to find out, they couldn't handle it, but I could. That's how I first met it. I saw it was scared. And I saw that it had potential to still live, even though it's not from here. As much as I
Would you really?
Yulin said, as much as I would have loved to see it, I am well aware that would have disrupted our journey. York?
Would you really say that it was your job to put all of us in danger? And yes, I would still consider that danger no matter how much you think you had it under control. Just for one day's faster travel and the sake of your own ego. You charmed two people, you went against the group agreement, just because you wanted to do what you wanted and your plan.
Those words I have heard before. I heard it before from a familiar mouth who used to be a councilman who killed my friend. All because everybody assumes beasts and monsters are dangerous. They always assume they are going to go after them without ever giving them the chance to understand them. That's why I follow the mother. That is why I am blessed by her.
Shaking her head. She's like, "Are you fucking kidding?" She wouldn't say fucking, but she's like, "Are you kidding?"
It is why I work with the mother. Not many people can say they actually work with her and talk to her. That displacer beast was my friend. People assumed the worst out of her. Assumed that she was going to hurt them and kill their animals and take everything from them without ever getting to understand that was never her intention. Her true intention was to find a safe cave so that she could be safe and sound. I saw the exact same thing out of the great deer. That great deer is not from here. How it even ended up here from the hells, I don't understand. But it was scared the first time I saw her. She was scared of this place. She saw sanctuary in that abandoned village. And that's all she wanted was safety. So by scaring you people, she got you guys away from there. Yes, she wanted to be left alone, but I also knew I could handle her fear. She too fears this place. She fears who will kill her next. And she understood I wasn't going to be her killer. She knew I was going to keep everybody safe.
And if the plan we had discussed had involved hurting or even approaching the Great Deer at all, I could understand that. I would fully agree with your decision in retrospect to have chosen diplomacy with her instead. But we weren't going to go anywhere near her. We were going to take the safer option. It would take a bit longer, but that's what we agreed to. The fact that you chose to do this, that you overrode the two people who are supposed to be in charge, and that you still have not offered so much as an apology or any admission that you might have done something wrong, tells me everything I need to know about you and your attitude.
Go on.
Don't misunderstand me. I have no intentions of doing such horrible things as our former or council member, or really, even I don't think I'll be going against you that often in general. Because, clearly, you think you're doing the right thing, and often enough you even are, but that's not the highest priority, clearly.
My priorities are always with this place. It's always been with this planet. And it doesn't always involve people. And as much as I understand the frustration and the anger and the disappointment, I truly do. You people will never understand my shoes that I have to fill to keep a balance at all times. I've already told
I think I
Ravine.
know a thing or two about balance.
I've already told Ravine that I wish I had not had to charm him. I already feel bad about that as it is. Charming people is not fun for me.
It isn't?
No. To be more frank,
Really?
I rather be animals. I mean, that's the entire point of what I can do. It's more fun that way.
See, I'm not going to lie. I'm not unsusceptible to the allure of control. When I have a crowd eating out of my hand, adoring what I'm doing, I feel the same ego high as anyone else. But I know how to keep it in check.
And her eyes kind of flash when she says that.
That is because you are a bard, my dear. You are meant to entertain. You are meant to tell stories. You are meant to do a lot of things for others. It is a job that not many can say they're good at. You, I can tell are very good at it. With how you speak, with how you tell stories of those in the past, with your knowledge of the gods themselves, I can tell. I really can. But I dance a different path than you. I dance a different walk to than you.
She takes a long, deep sigh. Just because we have different skills doesn't give you a free pass. Do whatever you want whenever you want it. I know people who do that. And honestly, tell them whenever I see them doing it that I dislike it.
Maybe. And they kind of look down at their journal for a second and looks up at you guys and just closes it. Maybe I can find a way to show you what I mean.
Oh?
And they kind of look, and as they stand up and just go, like I've said, there's a lot of things I can do. One of my favorite things is to be, and as they start to kind of continue what they're saying, you see them start to wild shape into this giant wolf creature. way taller than you guys, reaching almost some of the trees, like some of the tallest trees, like even like the underside of the trees, like of the tallest ones. And they look down and they kind of like situated themselves like a how do they say it?
How do wolf set? The big wolf.
This is basically what they're doing. They're
Oh,
looking at
fuck
you
yeah.
like that.
Big puppy.
Big puppy, but big puppy. And they look and they speak to you guys. I've seen a lot. I have done a lot. And why I do feel bad for everything that I do. I don't do half of what I do for an ego. I don't do anything I do to
Spire.
to suffice
Spire fucking
myself.
lying.
I don't do what I do to suffice myself. I suffice and do what I do for them. Because if I don't upheal what I've promised, I will lose all of it. I will lose my powers. I'll lose everything I've ever known for as long as I've been on the surface. I'll lose it all. I am meant to be the key to everything.
Fire, do you think that perhaps, and she takes a deep breath, you might put your importance as a protector of creatures over how you treat other humans?
It's all I've ever known. I've always known to protect the creatures. I've lived as a solitude druid for years, ever since I've upholded my promise. It's why I don't want to be a councilman. It's why I never wanted to be in a village. It's why I've always disagreed with Sanctrum as a whole. I never wanted them to be as close as they've been to me, but they have always insisted on it, and I've allowed it for years. I've allowed them to be as close as they can, because they're only people. They need structure. They need homes as much as the next litter of pups to ever need a mother. So I've allowed
Shakes
it.
her head. It sounds to me like you're trying to live two lives simultaneously.
You could say. And you might be true.
Being a hyper isolationist and a member of a community just doesn't work.
That's why I've never said I was part of Centrum, even as much as they would like to consider it. I never want to be part of them. I don't ever involve myself in them. First time you guys met me, where was I? I was in the swamp, where I was always meant to be.
She's
That-
pretty involved now.
Hmm?
She says, you seem pretty involved now.
Well, of course. I was kidnapped. I was tested on. I was used. I was betrayed by a fellow druid for her own selfish needs because she didn't want me here.
I'm really sorry all that happened to you. I know it's not my apology to make, but I am sorry.
That I completely understand. I really do.
Maybe you should take some time to clear your head. Relax in the swamp a bit.
That's what I have been trying to do. I've been doing that for years. Centuries. I've been trying to live my life to keep promises, to keep my duty as a protector of all those who are misunderstood. And every time I'm drawn into something or I'm tempted into something as much as I don't want to be part of it. Every time. I was even alluded to join people who wanted to harm others because I was Me. I am this. And they stand up in the, the giant wolf form and just go, this. They wanted to use this for their own selfish gains. But I told them that's not who I am. I don't fight others. I don't fight for any stupid causes. I fight for what I've always believed in. And what I believe in is here, on this planet, of these creatures who need someone to speak for them. And as they say,
And that's
each and every
commendable.
point, they're stomping their foot a little bit.
And that's commendable. However, I would challenge you to take some time off and really reflect on how perhaps joining community could work for you.
They squint your eyes at that word, community. And they just go, I once was part of something. And they start to shift back into like their normal form of Spire. I once was. Long time ago. I lived in the ocean. The very one that's close to the border that Atheapus uses as their docking point. I used to live in a place down below since I was very young. That place was not for me. It was dangerous, full of things that no one wanted to ever see. Leviathans that were the smallest things you could ever encounter. And Leviathans are big. There were things bigger than that. And every day
That
it was...
sounds incredible.
Oh, it's not. It's dangerous. Way worse than anything I ever wanted to be part of. So I left all of it. I came to the surface. And I tried assimilating myself into Atheapus. I tried my hardest to be part of something. But I could not connect. So I left.
He nods.
I left all of it. I became more secluded. I traveled. I found places that felt nice. I felt the plains of the nomads. And I thought it felt nice. But it never was home. And then I found where I ended up, which is my home. My swamp home.
He nods.
That has always been my home. And in a way, I was doing what I've always been doing, just without powers, without the promises, without... And they start to trail the oath. I have always sworn to protect, not just people. I was sworn to protect those who cannot speak for others, for themselves. And that ended up being the creatures. And they kind of start motioning, and you start hearing like some of the birds like tweeting to each other, and you hear like some scourging noises around. I was meant to protect these people. That was always my job. I protect the small, the big, the dangerous, the misunderstood. There was just one group I was told I don't have to, because they could do it for themselves. That'd be the dragons. The dragons can handle themselves. They don't need me. They can speak for themselves. They can do as they wish. They don't need a protector. So I don't. I protect those who can't. Those who only have to fight because they're being attacked. And I make sure that I can be there for them. Most of them were born of the god of nature, or the mother herself. She loves all her beasts and monsters. even if some of them she does not really like because they're way too powerful in some ways. She still loves them, as much as I'm confused. Especially the weird ones with the eyeballs. Ugh, disgusting creatures. Okay, how do I spell this creature's name?
Yeah, Octavia's gonna look to the rest of the party and basically be like, "Do you think we, like?" Basically, she's not gonna say it out loud, but it's the moral of like, "Do you think we've said enough?" type of look.
Shit, I can't spell it.
Because she's clear that her point is not going into Spire's brain.
Orc sighs heavily, but then raises his hand, waiting for I don't know how I blanked on the name. Spire, thank you. Waiting for Spire to stop talking.
They do end up like kind of trailing off after they basically are describing what I just sent.
I don't mean to make light of anything you're discussing, your struggles or people you protect. I just have one question that you still haven't answered. How was it necessary? How did it help anyone to take this detour? How did that protect anything?
Spire thinks about it for a second. And they end up going back and sitting against the tree that they were once next to. And they look back up at you and go, honestly, it's... Hold on, I forgot the fucking question again. God damn it!
The question is why? Okay, so Spire was hellbent on taking this trip and going against what everyone thought and doing it anyways. So what is the justification in Spire's mind to why it was a good trip choice?
Okay. Well, to be a bit on the odd, when I was talking to Ravine about how you guys got here so quickly, I assumed you guys had left a little bit earlier because I know how he is with the Owlins. I assumed that you guys would have made a stop there since he's kind of fascinated with them and how they are able to, I guess, breed in a way creatures who are different. I assume that that's where you guys headed off first. When Ravine told me that you guys went through the abandoned village, I kinda... I guess in a way, wanted to see an old friend again. I hadn't seen the great deer in a lot of years since the last time I saw her. Wanted to see if she was still around, if she was still protecting this area. And when Ravine admitted that you guys had seen her, a little bit of a broken heart came to me. It meant she was so scared of you people, she thought you guys were going to attack her. And they kind of stop and look away and then look back up. I guess, in a way, I wanted to see her just one more time before I end up never seeing her again. Wanted to see how she was doing.
Fire. Octavia shakes her head. You could have just told us this. We wouldn't have had any qualms had you said that it was just a visit.
Still, Ravine would have argued against me on it, as he was hell-bent on not going through there. Even when I wanted to see the map.
Blame him? Could you blame him?
In a way, I was hoping that convincing him enough times would have got him the hint. But like I said, when I saw his map, I saw where he wanted to go. I knew a tiny bit of his idea, as much as I still don't know what his plan was of going
So you
near
forced
them.
your will. You forced your will.
In a way, yes. One, so that we could get back home safely and quickly without detouring for a day or two. There's a reason why I mentioned an extra day. And I wanted everybody to get to a place as quick as possible and as safe as possible as Sanctua. I don't know what.
Quick aside, I'm so sorry. The cat collar got me again. I was
Cat!
like, why are we jiggling? I was
Cat!
like, I'm paying attention.
Go back asleep.
I was like, what?
You don't have to wake yourself up by coughing. Go back to sleep.
It's completely okay, but it did get. I was like, wait a minute. I literally sat here and blinked for a moment. I was like, huh?
Neuron activation.
Real.
Kate, you're doing the
You know,
jingle.
listen, not to like expose myself, right? But I accidentally Pavloved myself a little because I started giving myself pieces of candy after really hard things from work.
Oh boy.
And so now when a hard thing at work happens, I expect myself to give myself candy. And I'm like, no.
That's a mood. Sorry if I also sound a
I'm
little
like,
bit further back. I have moved my chair, so now I have to move the mic.
valid. But yeah, if I don't give myself a piece of candy, I start to get bitter. I'm like, ah.
It's all good. Shit, what was last being said? I forgot. I got distracted by Cat, and now Cat is on lap.
Cat on lap. Good for D&D. Good for ambience.
Yes. Might hear the distant rumble. Oh no, it's a storm. No, it's the cat. Um.
Mwah.
Yeah, fuck. My brain.
You got this. By the way, like, this is such a fun session.
Yes. So we were talking about. Right, we were talking about Owlins and the Dragon Drake stuff. And why Spire took the path they did, which had to deal with one, wanting everybody to get as safely as they can to Sanctum as quick as possible without making any kind of detours, and also at the same time wanting to see the Great Deer one more time. I think I got it caught up a little bit. I just don't remember what the last thing was being said. Also, season 1 typing? It's you typing. So, shit. I'm trying to remember more.
I mean, that's a pretty good summary in my opinion.
Okay. I just can't remember if anything else was like being said by one of us or what. Cause Cat had to make the jingle jingle noise.
Mwah. As they do. But I mean that is the gist of it. Was like Auric is understandably like, what the hell? Octavia's genuinely like, you should not have forced your will. Elowen's observing and agreeing that, like, they said it left to see it well aware that could have disrupted. Yeah, so Elowen's like low key relatively glad they didn't see it, I suppose. Not to put words in the character's mouth, but that's at least the context I'm getting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like Spire will just always have the party like talking in circles.
Basically.
I don't think there's any way that we could convince Spire they are wrong.
Because I mean, the thing is, Spire does understand. It's just they're stating it. It's a promise. They don't do what everybody else does, which is immediately try to kill a thing that is around them. And even like
That's a weird observation because that's just not true. Like, I get why Spire thinks that, but
well, I know
like,
as like someone who has actually done similar things. where it's like instantly it's like we gotta take this thing down. It's like Spire in of itself in the world. That's what most people do. Is most people when they see
Understandable.
like a monster, their first thing is we got to get this thing away from us, so it's chasing
Yeah,
them.
I mean, I suppose I'm thinking of like real life animals and not a fucking beholder.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I do. Like, there is merit in that line of logic of like, kill first, ask later.
Yeah. To which inspires mine, that's not what they do. And in the case of the great deer, it's more of like they knew what they were capable of. They knew I can get us there safely. I can talk to this thing and get it to understand that I'm not doing anything stupid. I'm not trying to kill it. I'm not trying to hurt it. And knowing it will
I just
work.
don't understand why Spire just didn't tell the party. Like, I know that it's a little bit meta contextual to be like, well, why didn't they just say something? But like, had Spire just said, "Hey, Octavia, we're taking a detour because I want to talk with a friend," he would have been like, "Okay, teehee."
Well, the detour would have just been the normal path. The detour was going through the Owlin Kingdom.
Oh,
Precisely.
right. The actual plan was the detour.
Yeah.
Yeah, precisely.
But also, did Spire actually tell the other people who were being rescued what was going on, or like at the very least warn them not to look outside? Like, what was the plan if one of them did?
The thing was mostly Spire relied on the people to be distracted and not notice that something was going on, which is why they were like, okay, if I just tell these people like, hey, like tell the other two that were on the wagon, hey, go in back there, I got this, and they wouldn't have said anything, which is true. Ravine and Nyx would not have said shit. Like they would not have said, "Oh yeah,
Spire
we're going
is
past a great deer."
Spire's like I mean this so much as like a fellow DM. Spire's fucking iconic for that actually. The fact that like Spire has arguably one of the easiest distractible party members physically. Like she could have easily been like, "Hey Octavia, go entertain them." No problem. But Spire didn't do that.
Nope, they did not. They were going based off of just okay. I need these people to trust me. Hopefully, they trust me.
Spire's fast and loose with the idea like I maybe this is like a Leanne thing, right? And not even like a like character thing. But the idea of making a plan that fast and loose makes my skin crawl. Like no redundancies, no plan Bs. Just fuck it, we ball.
Fuck it, we ballin'. Hopefully, good.
Ha!
But yeah, I think like I said, I just can't remember what else was being said because it got distracted by cat.
I'm so sorry.
It's all good. It's all good. That's cat, who's now taking the giant drink. She's lovely. She's just a
They go.
yup. So yeah, I think because Spire was like, yeah, just whole wanting to see the Great Deer one more time, and like I said, the whole like no themselves knowing they can get through. So I think that was roughly the gist, I believe. So if there was anything else that was being said, I guess that would be playing off of like that.
Yeah. At this point, Oryx just kind of making the mental check note of just if Spire wants to do something, assume they will.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what you agreed on, doesn't matter if it's safe, just assume that's what's happening and plan accordingly.
Spire is damn near impossible to talk down.
That's just literally how Spire is anyway, pride.
Yeah.
But yeah, was there anything else that was going to be said to Spire? Cause I know you.
I mean, I think Octavia has said her piece. Like, I think she recognizes she can't keep going in circles.
Yeah. Oh boy, I pressed the wrong key. Anything that Yulin wanted to say, or were they just kind of still like observing? I don't know why, but okay, still observing. I find it so fucking funny how quickly it's like as soon as a question is being asked or being said, it's just like typed. I love
All
it.
very fast writing.
Yes. Even mine still says I'm typing. I'm not. I'm just. But okay. So I guess at this point, people are making camp once more to do a little bit more resting. Um, at this point, Spire is kind of like not participating. They're still next to the tree, back to working in their journal. Um, and like I said, both Nyx and Ravine are helping out with making food for everybody, and it's still pretty good. Like I said, could be better, but it ain't gonna kill anybody. Um, but yeah, if there's anything you guys want to do before we do another rest, go for it. I need to get a little bit more drink.
Yeah, the whole time they're like resting, Octavia would be like at her side. Like she's like making it's still I've said it before, but we're making up for lost time.
Yeah, I'd say for you and your mother, like I said, yeah, it is a lot of like keeping up on like lost times. Uh, her mom definitely telling her about like what all she was like experiencing, like how uh they were slightly tested on, but like nothing as severe as like what Spire was saying that they were going through, and how her and the other elves were kind of like getting to know each other pretty good over the time span, and kind of like that, and how when the other three were captured, the dwarf, the halfling, and the gnome were captured, it was a lot more of a shock because it was like, why would you need them? And even explaining that even they had to explain there is a difference between the three, but at that point, the gift one didn't understand what was being said and were completely ignoring them too. Um, yeah, for the most part, it's rather nice for you and your mom. It's very nice and peaceful, and even when everybody is getting ready for sleep or trances, it's really relaxing and wholesome. That literally not that far away, your mom is just right there.
Yeah, both Octavia and Asteria have needed this.
Yes. And
Also, Octavia is so fucking proud to show off her friends.
look at my friends. Look what I captured.
Real.
I captured
She's like,
these
look.
things.
She's like, it took me 25 years, but I made friends. No, but realistically, she thinks everyone's her friend. But I mean, like, actual close friends.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll say for rest of the night, like I said, everybody who has their sleep goes really well. Everybody in their trances goes really well as well. Everything's really nice. Hmm. Hmm. I'm debating on something. I could definitely improvise something right here. Do I do it? Let me roll a d20. I don't have a coin, nor do I know how to flip it, and I refuse to understand, so d20.
Heads or tails is a coin flip.
Well, that gave me my answer. Here we go. Everything goes nice until you roll a nat 20. That's what happens. Okay. So, I will say, let's see. What could be the funniest thing I could do right now? I got the funniest thing that could happen. 4. I'm gonna choose you people out. Oric, Yulin. I'm gonna need you two for this one.
All right.
Okay. In the case of Oric, you're waking up at your usual time after needing only 4 hours of sleep. As always. we love elves. In the case of Evelyn, in the case of you, you are waking up from a dream as you're kind of like, it's like that going, like, it's that moment where you have a dream and then you're coming out of it kind of moment, and then you're just kind of confused on why the fuck you're out of your dream. Like, what the hell? You are waking up. Maybe a little mad because you were just having like the best dream ever, and now you're kind of like, why am I out of this dream? I don't know. It'd probably be something maybe like that. And you look over. You see Auric. He's waking up. You notice that it's still dark outside, and you're like, huh. Okay, it's dark outside. There's no sun. And for you, Auric, you notice Yulin's now up, which is it's very unusual, because changelings, they're like normal people. They need 8 hours of sleep, so it's like, huh, why are they up? But maybe can assume maybe a dream or something. Who knows? I want you both to make me a perception check. In the case of this, it's going to be with advantage on this, because it is at the current moment quiet.
That's a 21.
Holy fucking shit! 17. Ooh, good numbers, good numbers. I like those numbers. As you guys are like looking at each other, kind of noticing that it's still dark out. Usual for Auric, only need 4 hours. Unusual for Yulin because you were having a good dream. You both hear talking in the far distance. And I'll say for both, you make out that it doesn't sound like someone is in distress. But I would say, looking around, you notice everybody else is still asleep. Except, there's one person who's not asleep at the current moment. Ravine is currently missing from his bedsheets at the moment. But his bedsheets don't look like they're in distress. Looks like he just got up. But obviously he's also a drow, so he doesn't need as much sleep either, so something's going on. I hate coughing. What is you all saying? Oh god, T-Walker Shaver!
Oh no.
No.
Oh no! Oh no!
No. It's nothing like that.
Oh, here's the thing, right? I'm not gonna lie. If Octavia, who just got her mother back, right? If a Daywalker if a Daywalker Schaefer type scrolled up, she'd be fucking pink flaming the shit.
She'd be like, "Oh, you guys want to go home and not harm anyone?"
She'd be rocking that shit. She'd be like, "Oh,
What is that Star Wars thing that happened in like the first movie? Because I had just only recently seen
these
that.
are not the Jedis you're looking for."
Yes.
Yeah.
You do not need to see these man's papers.
For real. That really, dude, that would be Octavia at her fucking lowest. She'd sound just like Mr. Honey. She'd be like,
"Oh, actually, you were misguided."
These are not the droids you are looking for. But jokes aside, I still love the fact that that's done in broad daylight with other people, and they just go, okay. It's like, what?
Star Wars logic. I love Star Wars though, for real, for real.
Yeah. But likewise, you like I said, you hear this voice, and then at the same time you hear another voice tied with it. With that 21 though, you can tell with utmost certainty that is Ravine, that is Spire, and there is somebody else with them.
Orc is going over to check this out, if only because if something else goes wrong here, especially because of Spire, his hair is going to get even grayer somehow.
Aw.
And Yulin, you see Oric walking over towards the talking. Do you follow behind? Sire.
Gee, I sure do wonder what words she was trying to type.
Okay, so you get up and you start to follow behind Oric as you guys are making your way through. Oric, if I remember correctly, elves have dark vision. If I remember correctly, I think it's
60 feet?
Yeah, 60 feet. For sadly changelings, they do not. So, Yulin, you are pretty much staying like very close behind Oric so that you do not lose him. And you're very lucky because this why do I keep wanting to say sun? It's the moon. The moon haunts you. Fuck.
Oh shit again! Oh no!
Can't
You just-
you?
you just-
Get into my brain, please. Oh, I probably should not say that out loud. He might actually. Scary. I don't need a god in my head.
Valid.
Paganism.
What is the moon if not an EV sun?
This is not Saloon. It's not Saloon. It's a different moon god. I think it's a moon goddess if I remember correctly. Hello, the eclipse.
It's a different god.
Oh my goodness. This is so completely different at this point. It's so much more lovely.
We're so slap happy, and for what?
Yep. It very much is. But you are following the noise, and as you guys are getting closer and closer to the noise, yeah, we'll be ending here very soon. Very soon. Just gotta get through a little bit of this improv. Yeah, I understand. I get you. As you guys, I'll make this very quick. As you guys are getting closer and closer, you hear both Ravine and Spire's voice talking to someone. But at the same time, they don't sound like they're in distress. They sound very casual with who they're talking to. And for you, Oric, since you are, like I said, you're getting closer and you have that dark vision. Oh, excuse me a little bit. You notice that they are talking to a very tall figure. Very tall. Like, looming figure. But they also... It's like just a figure. Like a dark, shadow-like figure. And as you are getting closer, you see Spire turn their head over to you. And they kind of are just like, oh, hi. Didn't think you guys were gonna be up. Everything okay? Nothing out of the ordinary going on?
This is around what I'd normally be up anyway, but may I ask what's the cause for discussion?
Oh, well... I think if I remember correctly, I was mentioning about showing something, and while I did do it in the best way I think I could for you guys, I was able to pull a little bit of strings to have someone else show up. And you see their head go really far up as they look up at the tall figure. Do you follow their gaze?
Yep.
You follow their gaze, and you see this rather old, but also young at the same time looking face. Where their face is covered, but their face shines at the same time. It's like they're letting their face have like a spotlight on them, but it's very subtle at the same time. Think of it like, you know how,
Subtle and spotlight?
kind of like, if you know Addams Family, the one movie where Morticia has like that spotlight on her eyes at all time, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Think of that kind of subtlety, but on the face,
Okay,
where they're making it be able to be seen.
fair.
And the other little notion that you can see is that their eyes are weird. It's like they have what most tieflings have, where they have like the blackened, the scleras is what the white part is called. I believe that's what it's called. I could be wrong. Uh,
Escaleras? I think that's it. I think
yeah,
that's correct.
yeah. So you see the blackened of their scleras, which would normally be white on a lot of people besides tieflings. Like I said, it's black, and their eyes, they are this beautiful, like, red that is as bright as like the color like an of an apple. And she looks down at you. And she basically looks at you and then back down at Spire and then back over and then over at Ravine. Oh, okay. I'm gonna wait for Evelyn to come back real quick.
Yep.
Completely understandable. I just thought they fell asleep. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I thought something happened, so I was just like, okay. Let me get into something real quick. I wonder if I can find. Oh, do. I wish I could find. I don't think I'd be able to. I will ask, is everybody doing pretty good?
Yep.
Yeah, I can't
I'm
complain.
fine.
Nice. Nice, I'm glad. Just gotta wait. Because in the meantime, I'm going to make something just real quick. If I can get this thing to work with me. Never mind, it ain't gonna work for me. Oh, fuck. That's not what I want to get rid of. Yeah, I'll be fine.
What do you both think of the characterization of her this session?
Really, really interesting.
Yeah?
Yeah, like it's really providing like a more interesting angle on her than I've kind of seen for most of it.
Yeah.
Thank you. I really try.
Like
Especially
especially
since
like especially how she feels about charm magic and how that kind of is based on her family context.
precisely. So something I have a lot of fun doing, right? Is I introduce a character and then I have them grow throughout the campaign. And so like Octavia currently is a lot more developed than conceptual Octavia. Like she's a lot more like I was like, well, I had to ask myself, I'm like, well, okay, if she has this amazing genetic ability, why doesn't she use it? Like there has to be a reason she's actively not doing so. And
Yeah.
it really does just boil down to she doesn't want to impose her will on other people,
Yeah.
which I think is good. Like I think if someone has, God forbid, but if someone had that much power in a real world context, the idea that they themselves would treat it with the level of control, respect, and diligence needed, it's important. And I think that like
That's all you
she's a
can hope
very
for, yeah.
yeah, precisely. Like I think she's very much an immature on paper character, but I think that like she has ability to make very mature decisions, and I think that's one of them.
Yeah.
Because like imagine, right? Like imagine you could just solve every single problem you had by batting your eyes and you choose not to do it.
Yeah. Let's see.
And like, don't get me wrong, she does use it, obviously. But like, I like to think that her performance skills are separate from her magic itself.
Yeah.
Like, I definitely think her magic influences and inspires her, but I don't think it's like she doesn't just like she actually does practice. She does like she long before she even could use her magic, she was a skilled musician and dancer. You know what I mean? It's not like
Yeah.
she's using it. Like she could do an entire performance without it. And she does most of the time. Like the only time she's ever used her magic for performance outside of the distraction would probably be like in a case in which it would be called for.
Yeah. Let's see.
But yeah, she definitely does not like using her ability, which is very wild.
Yeah.
Because especially like in a D&D world, that shit's like the get out of jail free card.
Yep. It.
Right.
Let's see.
Like magic in general is obviously very powerful and very useful compared to what anyone else is doing, but like if you're not an adventurer, you kind of just want to have a good life, then definitely like charm magic is one of the main things you want, if not transmutation maybe.
Yeah.
Precisely.
Let's see.
Also, I saw the phone icon light up for Evelyn, and then I saw it go dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's your thoughts on Oric? Like how you enjoying playing him?
Yeah, like I still haven't 100% nailed down how he would interact with some things, and so that's part of why I'm quiet sometimes, but like I'm kind of settling into it, I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It just takes some time. I know some things. That's why I was like mentioning how I'm trying to get the accent down for this other character because I want to make sure that she is good. I know exactly how I want to speak as her and how she talks to others. Because if I don't, I'm going to fuck it up.
Dude, my Octavia voice is arguably one of the so pro tip and fun fact. I will always when I'm making like NPCs, I'll give them goofy, silly voices. But if I know I'm going to voice a character for more than an hour a week, I'm giving them a real voice. Like I'm giving them a voice that is not a strain on my throat. I.e., a good example, oil spill. I'll never give a character the oil spill voice or anything similar to it unless I know that I'm using them as like an NPC for a scene.
Yeah.
Because that voice would literally tear my throat if I tried to do it for like 4 hours straight for a session.
Yeah.
And so, as a consequence, a lot of my characters sound like me. But I do definitely try to use voice acting skills in range. And that's the thing with Octavia is it's literally just pitch shift.
And so it's actually really easy to talk like her because there is no strain on my vocal cords doing her voice. Now, if I made it higher, I would start to have a strain on the vocal cords.
Yeah.
But I don't make it higher because, again, she is supposed to be an adult. She sounds very childish, but she's not physically.
Yeah.
But it's almost that exaggeration of like not like a Betty Boop type or like gosh, this is such a weird comparison, but like there's a famous person who she killed her mom and she has a very high like 1920s cartoon voice.
Yeah.
And it's like that where it's like there are real life people who do sound like that even though they're like grown adults. But yeah, that is just her voice. Same as Evie is probably the closest to my physical voice, where it's just literally like here's me talking, and then here's me talking as Evie. It's a little bit more calculated and a little bit more pointed, but otherwise, her voice is my voice.
Yeah.
Rose is fun because Rose is me playing into my actual real accent and then just turning it to 11. And that's why she sounds like this. It's just for fun. It's really easy to talk as Rose, and so I usually do it a lot for sessions and stuff. But that's me, like that, like gravitas and that like backthroat gravel. I almost don't often do for Rose, just because it does hurt after a while.
Yeah.
But plus I haven't done the Rose voice in like half a year. Like I would have to readjust some of the articulation on it because I feel like I could get some more patterns of syllabolic consistencies with her that I haven't been consistently hitting because sometimes I'll flip between ones I like. But that's almost more authentic in that regard of like maybe she wouldn't have a set way for certain syllable playing because like syllables play with each other in different words. And so constructing them consistently within an accent for a character, like sometimes they're always going to say the same thing every single time the same way. But other times they might just preface like real people. When you're analyzing real people voices, even they don't do that.
Yeah.
So fictional characters certainly don't have to do that either. Yeah, this very quickly monopolizing the conversation into Leanne yaps about voice acting and voices.
Yeah.
Yeah, easiest voice is the Octavia. Well, easiest voice is the Eevee voice. Second easiest is Octavia. Third easy. Well, Rose is easiest in its own regard, but I didn't give a really good example. But you know what I mean. Like she gets that like effective twang, and I really do like taking that into her voice.
Yeah.
Even when I'm not playing it up all the way. Like sometimes I do. It's a little bit of a half-assed Rose, where it's just the semi point between the two. And that's for like if a session's incredibly long.
Yeah.
Because it's actually physically easier for me to speak in my trained voice than my real accent at this point.
Hey,
Hey.
welcome back.
Hello! That certainly is a clicky sound.
Okay. So, laptop not working.
Valid.
It's all good. Shit
Gee,
happens.
I sure do wonder if the Hero Forge might have crashed it.
Nah, I
There.
closed it. Where can I find something that's Let's see. Okay. Ah,
There. Also, funnily enough, my Oleander voice wasn't that hard to pull off. It was the exact same thing with the Octavia voice, where except of just instead of pitching up, I pitched down.
yeah. Yeah.
So he sounded like this. And it was not that hard to talk like this because, again, it's literally just pitch shift.
Yeah.
It's just me putting strain on the from the center of my vocal cords to lower. Oil Spill was arguably the worst, like, fantastic voice for the character, but oh, when I about halfway through that session, when I realized I was going to be continuously talking at her, I was like kicking myself. I'm like, no.
Yeah. Let me just get this because I just finished this.
That is the correct characterization. Like, that is the exact, like, you're supposed to have the other perception first and then the realization. No, we were waiting for you, so we started talking about voices and character voices and characterization.
E.
But yeah, you are meant to like as in like the audience is meant to see her as like, oh, like it's meant you're meant to have that moment click where you're like, wait a minute, there's more complexity. Like she's not a kiddie pool, she's actually an ocean.
Okay. Not yet. We just have to finish up on this last part. It'll be very quick. I was just working on something while you were coming back. Okay, so likewise, like I was saying, I left it off where you guys were seeing Spire. Spire was literally like, "Oh, hey, I was just showing something to you guys, like to Ravine," and Auric like said you were looking up and you saw this figure who had like what looked like a very soft like spotlight on their face, and you saw that they had black scleras and these beautiful red eyes. And give me no, I'm not gonna do that. No, she wouldn't be doing that. She would not be doing that. Okay, besides that, yeah, you see this tall looming figure just looking down at the both of you. What do you do? Because, yeah.
Orc just stays silent and waits to see if he'll speak.
There for a moment, nothing is said between anybody. Though you can hear whispering coming from Ravine, and you do see this figure looking over at Ravine, and you see them whispering something as well. Something that is like hard to even hear. And after a moment, the figure looks back down at you guys, looks over at Spire, and goes, in a very authoritative voice, but also soft, goes, "My little protector, whom are these people that are with us right now? You said you were showing me one." To which Spire goes, "Oh, well, I was not expecting these people to wake up. I mean, I kind of figured the one, he's an elf." To which then the figure looks back at you, Auric, and goes, "An elf. A thing created by him. I see." And then you see her cock her head over to you, Yulin, and goes, "And what about you? You are not familiar." To which, before she's able to speak, Spire goes, "Oh, yeah, that one, yeah, they would have. Well, that one usually gets 8 hours of sleep. Hmm. I know it's not an elf, if that makes you feel any better." Fucking rat. And the figure just goes, "Quaint. But you did not
What
need
are you, a cop?
but you did not need to tell me that, Spire, my dear. I know a lot of creatures through here. I am very familiar with where changelings come from. I have not sent anything over there to be of use, but then again, it's unusual to see some here. So tell me, are these your friends? Companions? What are they to you?" To which Spire kind of looks down and looks back up and then looks over at you guys and then just looks back up and goes, To some of them, I am just a companion. To others, maybe a friend. I am not too sure of how they feel of me at the current moment. And she replies, is it because of what you had to do? Is it because you had to protect the deer? I mean, I understand. Some do not understand why things must be protected. But it's okay if they don't understand. You didn't do what you weren't supposed to do, right? Friends. Spire just looks over at you and just kind of half smiles and just goes, well, I mean, I had to at least do something for us to at least see the deer again. I'm not proud of it, to be honest, but could have been a little bit better of use. Hopefully I didn't have to use that again. Hopefully. To which the figure goes, oh, my dear protector. It is not easy being who you are. Even the clerics who worship me do not understand why they must be the way they are. You are very different. I hate you. I hate you. Instant death. So, for the most part, Spire is very much on the different side of this figure's a little bit on the unusual side. But Spire just goes, I understand. I know I am different. I understand I am meant to do different things. But... And then they get cut off by the figure again.
Let me mute, because I'm on game.
But yet... What? Do they not understand your mission? Did you not tell them of the promise? Your oath to me? Your oath not just to me? I mean, I understand you're not that much of an oath person. You're not even that of a paladin. But you kept an oath for me. And him. You have a promise to keep. You did the right thing. I was able to see her once more. I might be able to set something up to send her back to where she needs to go. She's not meant to be here. She needs to be back in her ring. To which Spire goes, yeah, I guess in a way I helped. I didn't know you were following that quickly behind us. But, I mean, I should have been able to sense you. I guess... Man, maybe... before they're able to speak, you see this long hand come out. And it's bony and, like looks old. And you see it... A finger just tap Spire's head. And just goes, my dear child, do not apologize to me. You cannot always tell that I am nearby. Your little magic cannot detect us at all time. I only let myself get detected when I feel like it. Just like with him himself. He only lets you guys detect him when he feels like it. I believe your friend over here ought to know that. And looks directly over at you, Oric, the piercing of her red eyes scorching into you.
Orc flinches away from the gaze.
Do not hide from me. I know who you've talked to. I know you have spoken to him. The very thing that has brought this world to what it is. The one who goes by life. The one who wished not to be called his god name. You have spoken to him. He lets himself get detected. But not by all. He has spoken to me very recently. the very few times he comes and visits. And you see her hand just kind of moving back underneath the capes. I'm very happy I was able to see you again, my dear Spire, my little protector and warrior. But do not undermine yourself. Do not let others undermine yourself. You kept a promise of solitude. You kept a promise to protect. Your oath is not to people. Your oath is to the animals, to my creations. You see me as mother, just as the clerics see me as their goddess. You live two separate worlds, but combined it's one. Do not let yourself be foolish. Do not let anybody tell you otherwise. But it's fine if you wish to be a little off. You are good at heart. The two worlds collide every single time you make a decision. One of siding with the humans. The others decide with me and him. You can do both. But you made a good decision. And I'm happy to see your companions. But let them know. And the last part is said in a different language that if I look back up. Let me look back up where you guys' languages. Oh, let me see them. Where are they? It's so far up. What the fuck? Where is it? What, did I miss it? I might have missed it.
For Auric and Octavia, it's pretty much just common Elvish Draconic. I think probably less Draconic for Octavia.
Yeah.
And then it's almost everything for Elohim.
Okay. Yeah, there it is. I will say in the unusual side effect and the unusualness of it, instead of dealing with the normal, typical type of people, for you, Evelyn, the language that you are hearing come from this person that is deemed as a goddess, you hear her speak to Spire in a much slightly harsher tone, but with love behind it. She tells Spire, I will see you again. Hopefully soon. Hopefully back at home. We will discuss more with him. Maybe we have to make some arrangements. For now, think about his idea. Think about joining them. As much as I want you to be solitude, and as much as I want you to be away from people, maybe this village, this town, needs new ideas from someone like you, my dear. Please join them. Just do that for me. Then maybe I can do a little bit of an exception for you. Your oath is towards me. Your promise is towards him. Everything revolves around us. And then after she says that, you see everything, like the darkness that was once around her, vanish. And once again, you are now able to see a lot more of the stars pop through. And even now, you feel the moon shining below you guys. Well, on you guys. And you see Ravine snap out of whatever he was part of and looks over at Spire and goes, I must get back to camp. I gotta get back to camp. I gotta keep that fire. I gotta go. And you see him just kind of running past. And Spire looks at both you and Oric and Yulin and just goes, I think I have some things I gotta think on now. Thank you for being here. Thank you a lot.
Orc nods.
I must get more sleep. I must. And you see them walk back to the camp once more. And yeah, I think I'm gonna end it there. Ah, that was fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that D20 definitely came in handy. Yeah, the roll that I was going for was if it was above, I would say 11 or 12, it was going to be we're doing it. If it was below, nothing happens. That is no nov. But
Glad we both succeeded then.
yeah. So yeah, I'm going to end the session there. Let me get to that screen. There's the screen. There's the thank you. There it is. So yeah, I'm going to go say goodbye to chat. I hope you guys enjoyed the session.
Hi, Dad.
Yeah.
It was a
Bye-bye.
lot of fun. So yeah, I will be right back. So yeah, how was that for a D&D session, huh? How was that, everybody? I hope you guys enjoyed the session. I hope you guys enjoyed everything that transpired here. And I hope you guys will join us for the next session, which, like usual, it will be in about 2 weeks, like usual. Let me take a look and see when that will be. 2 weeks from now, that is going to be the 8th. That's going to be the 8th of July. I hope to see you guys there soon. I hope you guys all had a wonderful night. I hope you guys enjoyed the session so much. I see you there, Blue Jay. Hello. I hope you also enjoyed. Thank you for helping me with the Russian accent. I cannot do fucking Russian accents to save my life, and I hope to never do it again. I hope I can stick to things I'm used to, which at this point is becoming a country accent. I don't want a character with a country accent. I'm gonna be honest. I don't want that. But yes, I hope to see you guys next session. I hope everybody enjoyed this session. I hope everybody has a wonderful day, night, dreams, whatever you're doing. I hope everybody has a good week, a weekend, and I hope nobody gets a heat stroke. It is hot as shit here. It has been in the 90s. It's too hot. It's bad. But still, I hope everybody has a good day. I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. What are you still doing here? Get out of here. Bye.